We've had all the upper bracket semifinals. 2 teams are already in the top 3, and one of the teams still playing needs to join them, and that means it is time for eliminations. Best of 3s on stage, and the first up is TNC and Ninjas in Pajamas. I've got an awesome panel here with me to talk you through all the action that's going to happen. We got Gods, we got Bulldog, and we have a Black Gentleman. We're going to see some crazy action coming out. And we also have an amazing crowd to show for it at that.
It should be good. You know, those BO3s, they were boring, Shiver. LGD, they lost. NiP with us. Guess what? They're still in the tournament. They didn't matter.
You know, I wasn't going to say it, but, you know.
This match, though, this one matters.
There's going to be a lot of action in this match. We saw LGD getting kind of crushed in that match, but this, I think, is going to be a lot of back and forth, depending if he picks Drow.
Oh, please.
First pick Drow.
Yeah, has he learned his lesson?
And Wind Ranger.
Yeah.
I mean, the lesson.
Hey, but
After
he
2
won with
games.
that versus Pain Gaming.
Yeah, but it's also different, like, caliber,
Flames, if you ask me.
I'd say.
Same.
All right, but we are expecting a match with some heavy action, and I think for one match we need 10 players, give or take, and I think it's time to get them out.
This season, they entrusted the future of their team to new recruit Ninja Boogie, and under his leadership, fans have witnessed a dramatic change in results. With Cuckoo back to playing core and Armel styling in the mid lane, this all-Filipino roster has become formidable in their home region. Runners-up in the SEA regional qualifiers, please give it up for TNC Predator. Welcome on stage, TNC Predator. Runners-up in the EU Regionals, PPD's newest creation have been busy this season, but face the challenge of performing at the major without offlaner 33. However, with TI winner Mind Control as a replacement and the lethal reliability of Vata and Ace, it would be foolish to count them out just yet. Giving their org their DPC debut, please welcome Ninjas in Pajamas.
Ninjas in Pajamas only dropped 2 series so far in the entire tournament, and those 2 teams that they dropped to are already in the top 3, and they are looking for revenge. But to get that revenge, they have to go through TNC, and TNC are the lower bracket slayers. They have come 4th in their group, but ever since they have been on absolute fire, beating Pain, Alliance, and Vici Gaming all the way to the top 6 and to the grand stage here. And they are looking for blood. Looking for blood indeed, Bulldog.
Yeah, this is going to be definitely a fun game. TNC got here by winning 3 games in the lower bracket, and that gives them a lot of motivation. NiP, however, they got kind of crushed. So they're feeling kind of down right now, I feel.
Which might give them a lot of motivation.
Or not. They might feel like we're going to lose. Like, if we beat TNC, what's the point? We're going to lose next series anyway.
Whoa, you gotta just go one series at a time now. Like, you know, you beat TNC, you get a lot more money, a lot more points, and if you lose, well, so be it. But I don't think they're thinking about their next opponent.
And it's not going to be an easy matchup either. TNC's been showing a lot of strength recently. Like in the early start of the tournament, they kind of threw a little bit, but now play slightly cleaner. They still have a little bit of throw in them, but they play very aggressive, and I'm feeling them.
There's been a lot of talk about momentum, and before we move on, the Virtus.pro and Ninjas in Pajamas both knew that they were going to play if they lost that series against TNC here, and that there would be only a break, not a full series in between. This has been decided in discussion with the teams earlier on in the year. Do you feel like that makes a difference? Because the teams want to play straight after. They don't want to wait for a whole series. They just want to not lose that Dota mindset. You feel like momentum in that regard is a positive impact, Gods?
Yeah, playing after losing sucks whether you have a break or not, but I think this is probably the lesser of two evils in a way, where it's like you're already going to be warm, you're not sitting around. When you play the first and the last series in the same day, that's when you get tired. That's when I think you're sitting around, you're playing Dota from, you're awake at 8 or 9 a.m., and then your last series, if those all go 3 games, might not start until 8 or 9 p.m. So I think the fatigue sets in, and this is where NiP, they're not going to be tired. They're a bit down because they just lost, but these are pro Dota players. They can reset. They can just say, look, different opponent, different team. We're not versing VP anymore.
And this small break here gives, like, it kind of is a momentum killer, but at the same time, it gives you an opportunity to maybe come up with some kind of cheese strat if you want to do that, if you feel like it. So that 1 hour break for NiP could be pulling out another drone. Cheese them.
Yep.
Is that a surprise strat?
Surprise! It's really cheese though. Like you first pick a draw, oh cheese.
Got him.
Last big razor. Cheese.
Against Terrorblade. Woo! There was not. Alright, Gods. How do you last pick a razor into Terrorblade? What was like their thinking? Because I've been thinking about it for 2 hours. I could not come up with a reason why.
Hopefully they win and we can ask Peter then.
Yeah, I actually really want to know. Like, because everything about the matchup just seems terrible.
Yeah, I mean, they picked him to lane against the DK and win his lane. He didn't get the DK. He still won his lane, but the hero didn't do much. It was an experiment that did not pay off.
And even Fata, he's probably like the best Razor. He's like always playing it.
Yep.
It's a great hero.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, NiP losing against Virtus.pro. I don't think for a lot of people it came as a surprise, but maybe the way they lost did come a bit as a surprise, because normally when you go into a series like that, you know that the meta has shifted and evolved, and basically what ended up happening was they did the same thing they did the first match of the whole tournament.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be picking Arc Warden. It's like you've got Ace, he's one of the best Arc Warden players, and that's where the meta's gone. Pick Arc Warden, win Dota, but I don't know. They haven't got the memo.
Why do you pick Drow when you can pick Arc Warden? Like, Drow is the one hero, Arc Warden is 2 heroes. Simple maths, you just pick Arc Warden, but you know, it's what they're comfortable with. They tried it. I'm a little bit unsure if they will do it again, though. Like, it doesn't seem like it's worked out that well. So, but you never know about PPD. He comes out with crazy picks, so it's going to be a fun series for sure.
Fun fact, by the way, both of these teams are one of 6 teams coming into this tournament without a coach. Obviously, Kips is here as an analyst, and they're the only 2 teams left in the tournament without a coach. I don't know if we can count LGD. They have a coach, but the coach is not with them right now.
Yeah.
I wonder if that has an impact, especially when we're recovering from a loss.
I mean, you can kind of see it does, because the drafting is not very stable right now. It just feels very volatile. Whereas at TI, they always had like the not necessarily advantage, but they would always go even in drafts. And now there's like a lot of draft losses, in my opinion.
Has Peter ever been on a team with a coach? Like, did Optic? Did Optic
it was Bulba,
when he won
right?
with EG?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Bulba was the coach of that TI.
But I think they fought a lot. I'm not sure though.
It doesn't need it, though. It's PPD.
Yeah.
Mastermind.
If you have PPD on your team, that's not for drafting. Like, what do you have him for then? For his skills as a player? I mean, you have him for his drafting, right?
And
Right?
captaining.
I'm not going to take the bait. No comment. I don't know what you're talking about.
His shot calling is obviously also top tier.
Yeah.
Like one of the best in-game shot callers.
And on the other side of NiP is TNC. The group stages for TNC looked rocky at best. But they have shown a lot of potential since, sometimes kind of slipping into that high ground trap they seem to have. The question is, here on the grand stage, you think the pressure can get to them? They're a relatively young team.
I mean, one way or another, I mean, Ninja Boy put it that they're going to learn from it, so we'll see. The old TNC was a team that would often show up on LAN. This one has a few newer, younger players in Gabby, even Armel wasn't on that, historic TNC team that beat OG at TI. So we'll see. I have high expectations for TNC. This team looks very talented. It's just whether or not their mental game is going to be on point.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel as well that if they beat NiP, I think they can beat most teams here now. Like coming into this tournament, I didn't really expect a lot from them, but now I feel like they can beat every team here. Maybe like Secret and LG might be kind of a brick wall, maybe, but VP and EG easily, I feel.
LGD this morning didn't look like a brick wall to me.
They played against Secret though.
Yeah, they also let Arc Warden through. That's going to be, for me, the main question this series. Are we going to have Arc Warden on either team? How is Armel's or Gabby's Arc Warden?
Gabby plays it.
Gabby, yeah.
He's quite good with it. I know that they practice it a lot, but I wouldn't consider him like a specialist. Like,
I don't think they want to be playing it in a big main stage match when
I think they want to counter it, if anything.
Yeah.
Or just ban it out.
Counter it, ban it, one of the two. I think they'll leave Drow in the pool after seeing this morning's matches.
I mean, I would.
It's a hero that TNC, they're super early game focused. They're very aggressive. That's great against Drow. Like, that's how you beat a Drow.
I mean, I said it earlier. I think just Ace doesn't strike me as a Drow player. By no means am I saying he can't play it, but he's just so much better on these like flashy heroes that can actually do a lot of things around the map and just carry the team. Like on a Drow, you're, as BSJ put it, you're the ogre of the carries. Just buff everyone. Kind of the sacrificial lamb.
Gods, before we came on, I asked you for a key player matchup. You went for Cuckoo and Mind Control, two very different players, I'd say, even though they're both on the offlane at the moment.
Yeah, the two offlaners, and in some ways, both new offlaners. Mind Control's always been an offlane player, but he's new on this team. He's a stand-in. Cuckoo, he's learning the role. This guy has never played offlane. He's been a mid. He's been a support. He's been a carry, but he's not been an offlaner, so it's going to be interesting to see how he adjusts. Mind Control, Bulldog, you're the offlane specialist. Has he been an upgrade from 33, do you think?
I don't know. I feel like 33 is kind of one of the best players in NiP, so... But it is Mind Control after all, so it's pretty good. And we might maybe see a Nature's Prophet as well. I know he's played it in this tournament. I've not gotten to watch it yet, though.
How high do you rate his Nature's Prophet?
Probably like second, I'd say.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. And yeah, Cuckoo, he's kind of been playing pretty well, I feel. Like his Earthshake has been pretty cool, and he also plays a little bit different heroes, like offlane Rasta, so...
He played offlane Crystal Maiden in their first match of the tournament.
Oh, I missed that one. That sounds weird.
Unova.
Interesting.
Or and Unova again.
They lost that one. I'm
Okay.
surprised. Going into this series, I mean, I do want to ask you guys, is there a clear favorite?
Probably.
Depending
probably
who you
not.
ask, might get a different answer, I guess. But it's probably pretty close.
Yeah?
I think the momentum for TNC feels like they're not coming off a loss. They've had back-to-back wins, NiP dropping down. And I think TNC just feel like they're the team that's really hungry right now. They really want this tournament. So I would get like a very slight TNC edge in this one.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same. I'd say NiP though is still very strong. So I mean, I would be close like 50-50 for me, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, on paper, probably NiP is like the more like accomplished team. Like the players they have,
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
tournament, though, I mean, they had some good series, but they also lost pretty bad against
NiP.
Virtus Pro just now.
Yeah, but you look at their losses and like they've lost to VP and Secret, I think, in the group stage. They've only lost to two other teams who are in the top 3 right now. So has NiP lost to any teams they shouldn't? Not really. They beat EG.
Yeah, and they also played against Pain, which is kind of like a middle tier team here, and they made them look really bad. Like they 4-0 them in the group stage, so that might be a problem.
Might be indeed. One part of me also wonders for which team it is more important to win. Now, hear me out here, because obviously, first major, a lot of DPC points on the line. Whoever loses here goes home with 900 points for their team. If you win, you get another 450. And then you think about the regions that both teams come from and the chances that you have of being in this same position again. And I kind of feel like TNC's chances, they're looking like the best Southeast Asian team right now. For NiP, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're in Europe. They
Yeah.
are going to have to struggle to qualify for every major because you got to be better than OG, Liquid. Those two teams aren't even here. And then there's Secret as well as Alliance in that region. It's a scary region. TNC, we'll probably see this team in every major this year. That's just, the
Yeah.
SEA region.
Looking at how Fnatic has been playing as well, pretty unimpressive, honestly. So TNC probably easily top 2 at least, though, in SEA. And does Mind Control get any points for Liquid if they go
No.
there? No.
Feels
So
bad.
the-
Oh, you
Feels
get
bad,
nothing. Like, even
He
if
should-
they win this tournament, then
He should
NiP
sabotage
goes to
then.
TI.
He doesn't get any money either, right? No money for him.
No, he's definitely gonna get the money. But
I would imagine he had some arrangement. He wouldn't have just said, you know what, I'll do it out of the kindness of my heart.
Maybe
Even
he
though
just
he's a
loves
very
Dota.
kind
I'm
player.
playing for free, guys.
He just loves Dota. Look at him.
He does. This was the guy that after he won TI and he came back home, there's a day in between for travel, and he was already back playing Dota 2.
He's a fiend.
No,
He is
I don't know what's wrong. He plays like 10 games a day or something or more.
Like 16, I think.
And
Like,
this-
he literally just eats and plays Dota and sleeps, and like occasional toilet breaks.
The
That's-
recipe for success.
Yeah.
He won a TI with that strategy.
It works.
It is a very uncommon one though. Like I think he's the only player that I personally know that actually plays to that extent because he doesn't. I mean, he does get tilted a lot in pubs, but
But
usually when people
You play
lose, they
that
would just
much. Yeah.
yeah, like people
gonna happen.
would usually just like stop, after a while, like maybe 8-9 games. And, all right.
Yeah, and he also plays all the roles. He plays mid sometimes in carry. Like he doesn't only stick to his own role in
Yeah.
offlane, so
Yeah.
maybe that helps a bit.
I mean, his knowledge of heroes is definitely top notch.
It's a great asset to have because then when you get in a situation where you want to pick something a bit unconventional, hey, Mind Control, you can play this? He's going to be like, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also helps just understand how strong a hero is. Like if you play against Terrorblade all the time, you have one way of looking at it. But if you also play him, you kind of see the other side and see like what the weaknesses are.
A well-deserved cheer here from a very amazing crowd, actually. A lot of people showing up here to watch TNC versus NiP. The Southeast Asian favorites, TNC, only Southeast Asian team still left in the competition.
However,
However,
in the C region, always looks like Fnatic is like, like the best C team, but against international teams, TNC looks a lot better than Fnatic.
Often, yeah. And hey, SCA Dota, we're representing elsewhere. We've got Team Secret. They've got mid one, playing the mid lane for them. You've got LGD. You've got a SCA player in there as well. It's, they sprinkle around. SCA have some amazing Dota 2 players.
yep, they just get plucked.
Yeah, they get stolen from the
They
region.
get stolen. People see their potential and they'll just, I'll take that.
My.
They tried to do it with Abed. Abed
Yeah.
came back.
That's true.
Well, they also try to put all the superstars in one team in Fnatic, and I mean it's working out okay, but not amazing. They need a leader, a very strong leader. And I know you're like Yaps, but I don't know how good he is.
I mean, he was never a captain person, right? He was usually the 4 or 2 in his teams.
He captained Mineski at the start of last DPC season, I know, for at least like maybe half the year.
Oh, he did?
Maybe, I don't know if it was the entire half of the year.
It
but
wasn't Mushi?
not at the start, it was like Jabs was doing the drafting for at least like the first 3 or 4 months when Mineski formed.
Okay. I mean, he's not terrible by any means, but he's not like a PPD, not a season.
He can maybe draft and captain, but he's not a leader, like a true.
Shot calling in game and stuff seems a bit iffy for Fnatic. Like they look very chaotic at times.
So it's not just a matter of getting a coach and having him draft. It's actually in-game leadership that they're lacking, you think?
Oh, yeah, it's really, really important. I think even if you have a coach that can really draft for you, you still need someone like FY, people like him, PPD, that can actually take over in the game and make these really crucial, important calls.
Yeah.
Maybe you can kick out MP and put you in there. Like you're
And then I make the calls.
yeah.
I'll be like, go Roche right now. And then nobody listens to me. Like, you're trash. I don't listen to you.
You're good. Yeah.
I think it's hard for them because they have their 2 core players are both very quiet, Abed and MP. And once you get past the mid game, the cores need to be making calls because they're the ones who understand how strong they are, when they can go in. So having those 2 quiet players maybe makes it difficult for them.
I mean, it always shifts, right? The game starts with support talking a lot, making a lot of plays around the map, and then as the carries get stronger, as the mids get stronger, they're like, all right, I think we can just do this right now because I'm really strong. And then you usually do it, but as you said, 2 of them don't really like to.
Yeah, that's why
make these kind of
Fnatic
calls.
with Abed and Envy work because Abed's kind of quiet. Envy though is that vocal player. So
Yeah.
That chair is a mind control chair. How do you feel like these 2 captains match up against each other? I mean, you got Ninja Buku. I think he's been He's been playing support for a very long time, but he hasn't been in the captain role for a very long time, I believe.
He's one of the few supports who's not, right? I think there's Pi, there is X Nova, and there is Ninja Boogie. Well, he's doing it now, but before he wasn't.
Yeah.
And I think
It was the
all
same
other fives
for
are
like,
usually
well,
captains,
Saxa
right?
used to be a 5, and he didn't captain.
All right, true.
But I mean, he's playing 4 now. That's changed.
Yep.
Yeah.
But between the two, probably you have to give the edge to PPD, like for
Yep.
sure, pretty much. Like he has way more experience.
I think that's where NiP can win this series, is in the draft, in the strategy. I think they've got the better captain, but TNC maybe have the better just team right now and maybe better momentum. Like, I think I look at TNC's core players and they're all incredibly talented. Like, there's not really any player you'd be like, oh, I think this guy could be a weak link. We might want to replace him with someone else in the region. I'm like, no, this is pretty close to as good as it gets. I mean, that's with Fnatic having their stacked roster as well in terms of the core players. I mean, SEA is just a region full of amazing cores. That's always been the story for SEA. Not many good captains and supports, lots of good core players.
Yep. As we are getting closer and closer to that draft that is going to start soon, I am looking forward to hearing from you guys what type of Dota both teams will play, and if we are indeed going to see that Arc Warden just first phase ban, and any kind of hero ideas you have for these two teams.
I think there will be a lot of fighting in this game, and I don't know if there will be a Arc Warden. Like, have this team played it in this tournament even? I don't think so, right?
For Ace?
Even if they have, it's like very little. So I
They
just
have
expect a
not.
lot of fighting. That's what I would expect.
I mean, if one of the teams plays it, it will be NiP.
Yeah.
There might be, you know, they might just get it game 1. If they win, then TNC might just ban it. If they beat it, they will just give it to them again. It
Yeah, I
all
feel
depends on how they're going to do with
They're
it.
probably like against the back now because they had like, oh, we're gonna do our draw strat. Oops, that didn't work at all. So we're like, let's just do what the other people do. Just pick the Arc Warden. Let's go.
I think a lot of NiP's wins actually come like from the draft, you know. The draft is just advantageous and then they win through that. And then their losses seems like they just get completely outdrafted as well. Like, it feels like they never really have, you know, hard games. Like, either they get crushed or they crush the enemy because of their draft.
I think it was even the case last year with PPD and Optic, where their draft was generally their strength. They had some cheesy, hard-to-beat strategies like the Visages, the Brood Mothers, and that's something they like to fall back on.
Yeah.
The draft has begun here. Naxiata Arena, lower bracket round 4, if you will, but it is basically the battle on who moves forward and who's gonna be stuck at top 6 here at the first major, the Kuala Lumpur major. Ninjas in Pajamas will have the Radiant side. First pick goes to TNC. And so far, I mean, there's a lot of things going into this second ban on the side of TNC, which
They
is very
surprised by
unusual. Oh, there you go.
Target the
Arc Warden.
carry. I think they'll
Ban the
leave
carry.
Drow in, though. They might just be like, let's take the Drow, please. We saw you guys lose with it.
Just ban
think
Morphling as well here. Get in the draw, you will easy win.
TNC love PL too, so I imagine that's a hero they may just leave in the pool. If they Drow, it'll be like an insta PL response.
You surprised to ban the Arc Warden at all? Because
I'm not.
The VG
Sorry.
played really well with them against it. and
You got to kind of think like ahead, like, okay, they lost with Drow twice. Are they going to pick Drow against us? Probably not. They're more likely to pick Ace's Arc Warden. At least that would be my mindset if I was in TNC shoes.
yeah.
There's Tiny and Phoenix right now. They ban out the Silencer. The Centaur as well, of course. This hero has been absolutely destroying.
There's also Axe. A lot of heroes got through this draft.
Yeah, but it feels like Centaur is like the absolute top tier 1 pick right now. Like, he just does everything. He tanks, he does damage, his team fight.
It's really good at
disables.
position 4 as well, I feel like. Yeah, that's the best role on him. Like, he's just so tanky.
Yeah,
You
he's
know, you
always
just run
position
in.
4 now. Like,
Yeah.
position 3 kind of feels like a waste already. Like, how people are abusing it right now.
Yeah, but we saw Secret play at position 3 just today, I believe. But yeah, it's mostly 4, and it's got like 80% winner or 70% winner or something like that. So
Just like Arc Warden. I think they're very similar win rates, actually.
yeah.
PPD sweating.
I mean, do you really want to... there's no way you want to pick a draw against a Centaur already. Like, he just run at you.
Well, yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, maybe like something like a Phoenix could work for them.
And just don't pick your carry in this first stage, maybe.
Yeah, you can just pick Phoenix Axe, honestly. Pretty simple.
What are the odds that he was planning on a Drow Ranger? And it's like, well, they pick Centaur, can't pick Drow this game.
Okay.
They go for the Phoenix.
Yeah, it should just be an X follow-up as well.
Yeah, Phoenix is really good
But
when
like-
there's no silencer.
I mean, you need to have a plan if you let Centaur through. Banning like Silencer and Necrophos, which aren't like as highly contested, even though TNC likes it. Just feels like Centaur on paper is just so strong right now.
I mean, what's the answer to this hero? Because it can be played in that 3 or 4 role. I don't feel like it's a hero with necessarily counters.
I think he doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses. Like the only real counter I could think of is Nyx Assassin, because when you carapace, obviously you run through him, you could just get stunned. And like
Okay.
Ooh.
we expected already.
Wow.
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 But other than Nyx, I can't really think of a hero that would just
I know
be
a hero.
counter.
Puck. You ult them and they can't run.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
counter.
true.
Yeah, I mean, if you ult all 5,
Yeah. But I don't know if you even need to counter it. Like it's just a hero. Like you just ignore it.
is the hero.
It'll just do its thing. You don't need to hard counter anything. Just play your own Dota. I feel like against this.
The problem is just the pressure it puts out on the lane. Like if you have like a tiny centaur, for example, there's almost no carry that can actually lane there.
TNC.
Or strength per level. What's that about?
I'd like to
4.3.
see TNC get the Shaman here. I think Shaman is one of their bread and butter. It can be played in a core or a support. Has that insta-disable if Phoenix is trying to dive in as well.
They really like Phoenix on TNC. They picked it in the last series like every game, even first pick. So I wonder what they're gonna pick now instead of that. I guess there's like a Winter Wyvern.
Yep.
But it's not really the same at all.
And then what are the cores in the pool that are good against the egg is like your Miranas, your Weavers, those kind of heroes. PL, theoretically.
Yeah, it's hard to pick heroes like Weaver right now because it's against Axe. But they
do
pick it anyway.
Pick it
Is that
anyway.
good though against Axe? He'll call you.
They probably do they play it, position 1 sounds very ambitious against an Axe.
In this tournament, TNC has not yet played it as a support.
They're always
That's
Gabby,
right.
right?
Only Gabby.
Yeah.
And,
many
then, and a
times?
lot. 3 times, 2 wins.
Oh.
Well,
1 against Pain and 1 against Alliance.
Well, it's good if you never get called. It's not a problem.
yeah.
Just don't get called.
Or even if you get called, there's always like this mid-game Centaur Aghanims.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Someone in your team has a Yule Scepter for the axe, maybe. Like, there's still ways.
It's not impossible.
They played a lot of Centaur support as well, by the way.
TNC did?
TNC did.
Yep. They love that.
Obviously, Weaver is great against Phoenix.
Yep. Bloodseeker ban. I mean, it's just good against Centaur and Weaver, honestly. Like, whoever you ult is just...
And if you're planning on running one position Weaver, you want to ban Bloodseeker because that just ruins your life.
Dazzle. Dazzle Weaver is insanely strong, actually. You get Poison Touch and put the Beetles on. They always keep refreshing the duration.
That's
Very
pretty
nasty.
crazy.
Pretty
And
nasty.
minus armor combo. Combo wombo.
Combo, wombo, bombo.
Combo.
Dumbo.
Rumble.
All right, guys.
5 seconds remaining.
Anyway,
Up.
Which openings do we like more? I feel like Ninjas in Pajamas is it's more stable.
I think because it's TNC, I don't mind theirs with the Weaver pick, but if you didn't see the team names, I'd definitely say Phoenix Axe.
But we've seen a lot of faces Void against Weaver as well, but I don't think NiP is really a Void team.
Not really a ace hero, at least
Yes.
from what we've seen.
yeah, they might want to try to avoid it.
There's still one ace heroes. There's still Drow's still on the table. That's not something NiP are going to be ruling out at this point. I think the first 2 Drow is like, okay, let's not do this, but like a 4th pick Drow could work for them.
But you're still against the Centaur, just a bit scary.
And
Yeah.
Weaver just runs up in you, but you can also silence the Weaver.
I mean, it can work. Like, it can go
Yeah,
either way.
it's good with the 2 heroes they have at least. Like Phoenix creates a lot of space in the fight and Axe as well, so they have to deal with those.
You want to hear something interesting?
Yes.
NiP has not played Phoenix nor Axe this entire tournament.
And that's PPD. He's choking. I'm telling you, he's choking. He did his strat, and I was like, it didn't work out. Just copy everyone else. What's the strongest heroes? Just follow the list. Take those heroes.
He's doing a
This
great
is
job
not
so
a good
far.
sign. This is not a good sign.
I mean, I think Sax has always been a bit of a Phoenix player, though. I'm not too upset about that
They
one.
go for the fan.
Oh.
Okay.
I feel PL is... I like Centaur against PL a lot. Especially in the lane. Now you can even just put the Centaur as a 3 and he pressures PL so much.
What are TNC thinking now for their lineup with the PL
Tiny
picks?
is not picked yet.
Yeah, but please no core Tiny anymore.
I
After
mean,
what I've seen.
against PL, though, it's, I think, viable, at least.
I would rather have a position 3 than...
Tiny into the Phoenix can be definitely very rough. That's a hero that's never killing a Supernova egg.
Yeah.
I've seen Cuckoo Earthshaker as well. I think he kind of played well on that heroes. You mind seeing that?
Cuckoo
Offlane-
CM, let's go.
Might play the
Offlane Maiden.
offense CM again.
It's actually pretty rough playing PL into the CM.
Yeah.
If you have a centaur there as well.
her ult too.
Yeah.
In team fights.
If you get farm on a CM, if you ever aggressively doppel and CM can get an ulti off, like that can just ruin the PL.
And of course, it's also an egg killer if you get this level 20 talent.
I like it.
I mean, as a core, like you get 20 pretty fast. Like, you don't farm slowly at all.
The game that they had with the CM core, they did have a Centaur support, and they also had a Weaver core.
Oh.
They also had an Invoker and a Tiny.
Okay.
I think they'll pick Invoker and Tiny next.
I think
it could just be a 5-position CM. We may be getting ahead of ourselves.
It's boring though.
Mind games.
Even as a 5, it's still a good pick here. It's just Weaver loves that CM aura so much. It's so good on this hero.
Centaur too. Like, he never runs out of mana anymore.
Yeah.
And the fact it's going to keep NiP guessing. They know that this has been run as a core before. They don't know quite exactly what TNC's doing with their draft right now.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to pick. PPD, he's clueless right now. He's got outpicked already.
What's next on the list of OP heroes that other people have been picking?
Tiny. It is Tiny. It's not picked yet. That's the list.
They're going to save their Fata mid for last, I have to imagine. At least that's normally what you're doing with this second pick.
I don't know about this lineup open. What's good against PL?
Anti-mage.
No, it's not.
It's really good.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Would you consider Earthshaker good against PL?
Of course. One of the, like, it's not super hard counter, but it's just uncomfortable to play against.
Especially if you have the Axe build. Like, usually you can just run away. Like, you blink in and with Earthshaker and deal with PL, but then he kind of jumps out and you can't chase him. But with the Axe... Ogre Magi.
TPD here.
Is that good, though? Because you not lost the PL and you know which one the real one is. It is actually a problem.
It could turn out to be a problem, yeah.
It's nice against the Weaver because you just threaten him later on with the multicast Fire Blast. Like, it can be pretty hard to play into.
Earth?
Oh.
Spectre? Wow.
They first 2 picked this in their last best of 3. TNC love their Spectre.
I mean, you know, it's never like a bad Spectre game. You know, you can always do something if it gets farmed, but it doesn't really counter anything.
How did they name this? So is this Weaver offlane then?
Or Weaver support?
Should be Weaver 3 or 4, yeah.
Weaver support is acceptable if you have a Maiden, otherwise it sucks.
I think 4 Weaver, 3 Centaur is the best just because they have a Phantom Lancer.
Yeah. But Maiden plus Spectre lane sounds kind of weak.
Yeah, but you don't really expect Spectre to win a lane.
I mean, it could even be Centaur, CM, and Weaver supporting the Spectre.
Every Spectre we've seen against Axe is just free farm too. The Axe free farms, but so does the Spectre, which is like worked out no problem.
That's only if they cut lane though.
Yeah, and that's what every Axe has been doing so far.
I just hope he doesn't actually do it if he's 1v1 against the Spectre because it makes no sense.
It's mind control too. I feel like you know, high expectations for his reposition Axe.
Do it!
Kiss her!
Do it!
Kiss her!
Oh, the pressure! The pressure! Do you see him? He was like, the pressure got to him. Don't worry, man. There's always more chances.
I can do it for you if you want.
You guys, maybe they're related.
They give a cheek kiss.
Yeah, cheek kiss.
Peer pressure. They're there.
Don't worry, man. We've all been there.
Not me.
10 seconds.
Not Bulldog, apparently.
Oh!
That's an Ember Spirit and an Oni.
Oh, you won! Wow, we got new heroes.
Kiss him! Kiss him!
Kiss him! Kiss him!
What a bad trend you guys
I
are
can't be
setting.
on this battle anymore. Get me out.
All right, guys. Draft is done.
You mean there's a Dota game as well?
There's also a Dota game. Yes.
See, that's why it's so scary to pick Ember when you don't see their mid. This OD is going to completely, in theory, destroy him.
It's Armel though.
Is it still though? Like, this is the new OD. Old
very
OD,
easy.
sure. Not the new OD.
No, it's very easy. Just
No.
get double knowledge, just level 2 aura.
No.
I mean, you'll see. I'm going for NiP.
Twitter is with you. They also go for NiP.
Because they know.
Well, I'll go for TNC because you don't know that he does not get crushed middle.
All right.
Me? I got to do the tiebreak here.
Don't do it wrong.
One of you two was confident that whatever just
TNC.
happens never happened to him before, so I'm gonna go with Bulldog.
Fair
That's
enough.
right.
I looked at the genius
TNC, we'll do it. Look, Razor lost. I don't think OD's any better of a mid hero. We're going to see OD lose as well.
OD is
It's TNC.
Is a boss.
No.
I mean, you'll see. You'll see.
No.
Let actions
No.
speak. Actions
No.
speak
Guys,
for themselves. Yes.
you can sort this out in the green room. I
Yes.
think for us, it is time for the first game of the series. Make some noise for your commentary team of Dakota and Garand.
Hello, Malaysia, and everybody watching at home. Welcome on in to the lower bracket now as we have TNC taking on NiP. I'm joined by Grant. It's my birthday, and what a wonderful gift we have here, an OD to come out in our PL versus
Spectre.
A Spectre.
I was mid-PL versus Spectre. We had the late game versus late game. I was like, this is going to be just another normal standard game, and now we have an OD, and OD absolutely does beat this Ember middle, and it's going to be curious to see what he can do after that, or if Armel. Is Armel that good? We've seen Ori, we've seen Sumail, even Armel played an Ember earlier, like 3 days ago, and just popped off. It's been a pretty good tournament for Ember.
We'll see how things pan out for this one. Shouts, of course, to our man Script doing the obs work on this as we do get underway here. Very finicky match, elimination match, of course. NiP coming off that tough series against Virtus Pro. Had an hour's time or so to be able to shake that one off, and now they face a fresh and ready TNC who are prepared to pull out. I don't know. Would you even consider an upset? Who would you have as favorite in this one?
I think going into this TNC maybe like 51-49, it's extremely close, but we're going to see. It's going to be a free farm Spectre up there. We've seen the Axe. They like pulling. They like just cutting the creep wave. And we've seen just Spectres will last hit under a tower, and they'll just farm up. They do not care about this at all.
Yeah, we've seen a hit-and-miss performances already throughout this tournament with the Axe being able to get blessed with like a free farm set of lane. And sure, he's able to swell up dramatically, but it's what he's able to do to follow through with that through the mid-game. And well, they're blessed with the mind control stand-in to be able to do it. And this man has come to perform already. Doing a little bit of that early harassment to force Gabby out from the lane. I mean, you're talking about the spirits and the battle hunger. It's a lot of burning damage.
Yeah, it is, and we'll see. Gabby's just eating too much damage at this point. Crystal Maiden really doesn't do too much. If she gets hit and harassed early, all she has is like 2-3 Crystal Novas, and she just has to get out of the lane. You'll sometimes see her suicide to like tier 2s, just get mana, get back to the lane.
And we have the Cuckoo Weaver for this one, Grant. He's been all over the place as far as his hero pickups. They mentioned a lot about the Shadow Shaman previously, but what do you think about the Weaver?
I think it's a good hero for him, especially you put him in that off lane. We've seen mostly a Shadow Shaman has been like his best hero at this tournament, but now you have this 4 Centaur who can just tank for him, and it's gonna be interesting. He should get a decent amount of farm down here, but so should PL. It should be some decent traded farm.
Yeah, already 6-0 on that CS, creeping in some safe and easy last hits, just casually trying to avoid the extra bit of harassment as we see here. Cuckoo happy to Sakuchi on through to force him back a bit, and Peter the thick one happy to swing it on out. We'll see Tim's dish out the first stomp, and this lane can end up quickly being almost a wash for both sides.
Yeah, it can. I know Peter loves playing this Ogre. I've seen him played in pubs on his stream, and all he does, he just yells Ogre smash and just hits people on the head. Simple as that.
And that really might be just the trick there, just the confidence of the Ogre smash fighting forward. Here's another
He's in
smash,
trouble.
stun, double edge, boom! All right.
Looks
I
like
thought the
Tim's,
lane was going to
yeah.
be a bit of a wash, but Cuckoo steps it forward and is able to draw the first blood, and it's TNC who hit the board first.
Yep, and Tim's hits the smash on him, works out. And the only thing we haven't really talked about is that middle, that OD versus Ember matchup. And right now, 7-7 for this OD. Obviously, whenever you put someone under, it's so easy. You get one deny, you get one CS. You almost always want to guarantee. You don't want to waste your mana on OD. And we see he goes the double null build, and yeah, this should be a pretty good lane for him.
Do you think there is a bit of the rust factor, though? I mean, when's the last time Fada had to polish off the old OD and take it down the mid lane?
That's a good question.
Oh.
He's out.
He's
See you
gone.
later. It's probably been a while. This hero, I mean, you see why his Arcane Orb costs so much mana. It's 200 mana at level 4. Like, you can cast 3 of those. If you don't get your Essence Aura procs, you're just a useless hero. Once people get BKBs, you're a useless hero. It's rough.
will likely have to be something that TNC do prioritize. But the nice thing about being able to have that hero that forces out the BKB purchases is it means that they might have to get the BKBs earlier, dwindling it from 10 to 5 seconds that much sooner, and it also holds off a lot of their potential damage item pickups.
And I think that's part of the reason, right? Like, Spectre doesn't want to go BKB, Ember doesn't want to go BKB. These heroes just don't get BKBs, but now, if you don't, this OD is just going to run over you.
Do you think that OD can still be pretty volatile, though, as far as is he pressured to have a successful laning phase and be able to snowball, or is he someone that could recover?
I think he has to have a good laning phase because he has no catch-up mechanic. You just see.
We got a creeping Ninja Boogie looking
No
to stalk
mana,
and
though.
move in. They said with the Prism moving in. There's the Nova, freezing him forward. Right click should be there. They're fighting on the tower, and it's Fata who ends up getting it, but the last click is not good enough. Following through is going to be Saxo, rotating in and looking to get the grab on the Ninja Boogie. NiP trying to make it 2, but good quick rotation. Good heads up from Fata. That was a sticky situation that he's able to pull his head out from.
Yeah, it was. Healing Salve, Fairy Fire used, but guess what? You get that kill, and now Elaine, you're already winning CS-wise. You get that kill as well. But you saw there, like, he used his Arcane Orb 3 times, and he was just out of mana. Luckily, the tower was there backing up with a few right clicks.
When does that become easier for him? I know we're harping a lot on the OD, but we don't get to see OD very often. So when does that process become a bit easier for him?
I don't think it does. You just have to hope for luck there. Hope for RNG, 40% at all levels, and just hope you get those procs.
See here, Tim's happy to regen up the back end of a salve, so they're in a more threatening position here. Meanwhile, Ace is a bit low on the mana, but thankfully for him has that creep equilibrium working for him under the tower. But we're getting to testy waters now. It's 15 seconds before that 5-minute bounty rune, and we're going to see these teams get a bit frisky. Already Tim's and Peter meeting in the river, trading blows back and forth. How you doing? How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Hits him with the stun, and it looks like they'll have to just go their separate ways. No one's getting each other's bounty rune on this one.
Yeah, but it looked like Peter maybe wanted to stun and run up the hill, but I think he did it a little early, and he wouldn't have got the bounty rune himself, so he just backs out.
But NiP were able to grab those 2 runes at the top, making it a bit of an even trade. No qualms whatsoever.
I think I like what Mind Control is doing. He didn't start cutting the creep wave until now. He actually just challenged the Spectre in lane. You see 34 and 5 versus 20 and 1. He's doing a good job. He didn't even allow Gabby to last hit under the tower. But he will be cutting the creeps now.
And now it's like a free boost of XP going the way of Saxa there on the Phoenix as he gets that pull, that side pull. And once Gabby does try to approach, we could see a returning threat from Mind Control here. Yep.
That's going to be rough. Yeah, you cut the creep wave, and then what does Gabby do? There's just no creeps in his lane at all. What do you do? Just sit at a tower? You can't do that as a Spectre, but he's forced to, and Radiant Courier will go down.
Oof. Cotton sniped out, looks like, from behind the mid-tower, or the mid lane.
And, oh.
Good grab for them. Still things getting frisky at the top. Poor Gabby in a bit of trouble here, and I don't think rotations are coming. Can Gabby find a way to sneak his way out from impending trouble? Well, rotations are going to be coming here. A forced rotation from Tim's from that bottom lane will be there to assist him.
Yep. Gives Ace a little bit more freedom. Obviously, as a Weaver, you don't mind being in a lane, and also looks like they just completely traded. Crystal Main's going to go bottom, and Centaur's going to try to help up top. You need another big body. You don't want him to be able to dive your Spectre under the tower.
A little bit of that lane do-side-do, I like to say, and they'll shift things up a bit. Meanwhile, Fata was able to clear out that mid observer ward on the opposing high ground there.
He went the triple null build. He really wants to win this early game. He's willing to buy all these little items before he gets his boots or even treads. And you see every time Ember uses Flame Guard, he just puts him under, runs back, makes sure he can't commit on him.
I'm just curious if he's doing enough. I mean, the denies are out of control. 27 and 23 is great, but Ember's still trailing just behind. 24, now 25 and 13. You know, level, what looks like 7.25 for OD, but only level 5, nearly level 6 for Armel. Those denies are actually paying a price.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're very similar net worth, but you said the experience. This OD could just ramp up, get treads, start ganking lanes, and you don't normally think about that as an OD.
It's true. I'm not too sure. OD of the past was one to get level 6 and beginning to, you know, somehow go on a roll into another lane. Still passes and opts to move away from the ultimate, but here's the scan and a slow approach coming in. TNC looking to give it another try. They come in from behind. The stun's going to be there. PPD looking to respond, but it's going to be way too late. The Astral is going to be there. Can they find the follow-up? Oh, they certainly can. Armel's going to pick that one up. TNC pull ahead 2-1.
Nice gank there. You do have to commit 2 people there, and your top lane is kind of it's getting dove right now. Gabby could be in a lot of trouble.
Yes, he is. The second NiP recognize all the pressure on the mid lane. They make their moves to the top, and that's the first dunk of the game. Going to mind control, and they're not done yet. They're looking to go for Ninja Boogie. Boogie trying to wiggle his way out through the trees. No TP this time. Can he find a way to slip out? Well, that plus the assistance, the first rotation through the mid lane. Here comes Tim's charging on forward, and it turns into a 3-on-2. Soxa says, I'm sorry, friend, I gotta go, and dips out. And for mind control, he's the man left behind, and Armel picks up that kill too.
Yep, nah, he's just a stand-in, let him die, you know, no team harm there, but he'll go down, but that does open up the mid lane, so Fada can just farm it up. That's the thing, you always have to imagine, like, someone's rotating, it's good to get a kill, but what else is happening on the map because of that kill?
Takes that quick decision making, whether it's we need to rotate reinforcements in to assist in this skirmish, or should we take full-blown advantage of the lane that's been granted to us now. And you see it's kind of split down the middle. And as you mentioned, Fata's going to fully soak in that mid lane, while bottom, both cores still happy to trade it forward. Ace versus Cuckoo has been kind of a silent matchup running through this game already. 47 CS for Cuckoo, and Ace is just trailing behind a bit.
I think Cuckoo and Ace are both happy. They're like, well, we're getting farmed, so we won't call for too many ganks down here. We'll just, you know, have a pact.
Well, who do you think is going to be first set as a call to action here? Is the Weaver going to look to get his hands dirty first, or do you think Ace?
Normally Weaver is, but they're just leaving him down here alone, and the Weaver can't just, like, leave the lane, right? You can't just leave a complete lane open. No. But now that Tim's is down here bottom, you could see him rotating possibly.
Peter pops a solo smoke for himself. Again, we're getting to the new bounty time now. And he's trying to maybe look to go for a unique approach, possibly. And flirts around the mid lane, but Armel's already rotating out. They have seen this rotation incoming. And Ace has to be cautious and careful. He's a man left alone in the lane. He then pings out. Possible trouble nearby. Yeah, they do.
No, guess not. He sees Armel, the OD's like, yeah, I just died.
Peter, though, I got your bounty, though. Can he make it away with his life somehow? I certainly don't think so.
Not.
Has a TP, but there's really no chance whatsoever.
He does buy out, gets the Tome of Knowledge, and he does steal the rune. So getting a 3-for-1 rune and losing a level 4 Ogre, NiP is completely happy with that. Armel's happy getting some gold, too, because he has been forced into the jungle.
Gabby, forced to use the dagger. Walk his way through the trees to make it out from a bit of a sticky spot right there. We see mind control already with that Vanguard complete. He's got the blink on cue. Nearly 1,400 gold invested towards it. He's going to be ready to get into the action and the swing of things very soon here.
Yep, I think you just have to give up this top tower. Maybe you try to like initiate on bottom or middle. You do have this Spectrals. I mean, not the most farm, but you know, just getting another hero there. We'll lose that first tower top.
Yes, they will.
But bottom, it's getting pushed in. I think NiP might want to try to defend this.
Oh, they're making a dive commitment here, looking to go for Soxa. He dives his way away from the trouble. And out to the side. It looks like you're right. Will be a tower trade incoming. Fortification does come out, and I don't see new rotations incoming here.
Yeah, no. Phoenix does have to be careful. He gets the bugs on top of him. He has no fly. He might have to just commit the egg here. He probably will.
He is in trouble. Do they want to rotate with it? Yes, they do. Fada within the trees. There goes the egg, and Cuckoo says, got him to use the ult.
Yep, that's good. Gives you the free tower. You made the OD TP down here as well.
Mind control's here.
Down here.
He's trying to contest, trying to go for a deny. Can't be near it. Now loops around within the trees. Here comes the first haunt. They're making the move. He gets the call off. He's not getting any forgiving swings here. He's forced to sweep out the other side. Cuckoo's not going to let him get out. Meanwhile, Bata cleaning out, not one but two. Just like that, they will be able to get the response play. They take him down. Cuckoo has to step away from mind control to put assistance there, and now puts his focus forward on the Soxa, but he's able to dive out from potential trouble. What about mind control, though? He tags the shrine to heal on up. He's caught between three. Whoa! Swinging away. Able to get the grab onto CM. Fata shows his appreciation for that one.
Dude, the triple spin on like 3 auto attacks, that has to be the best feeling. And they could look for more here. Mind control, he's low, but he is very tanky.
Liquid now able to finally hold the pressure coming in through this bottom lane, and TNC are going to have to backpedal a bit at this point.
Luckily, Spectre does die bottom, but just gets back top, can actually start farming again, but Ace, he's up here with the double damage. This very well could just be a solo kill. There's no dagger, no ulti.
And he makes his move. The rush is forward. There goes the lance.
Has dagger in arm.
But yeah, as mentioned, able to dagger the other side. In the meantime, though, Cuckoo gets a nice little snipe onto PPD.
Not even level 6 yet. 13 minutes in, Peter, he's playing like the support about 3 years ago.
Yep, the ever so selfless position 6, if you will. We're seeing a sweep right now. Mind Control and Saksa on the prowl. I see a Blink Dagger in the pocket of Mind Control, and this may be his debut for it. Tims is nearby. He's kind of big, though. They want to go for it? Yeah, no question at all. They want to go for it. Immediate jump in, and then there's the dunk off with his head. And it's 6-6 now, even on kills.
You see, like, when OD's the one getting the jump on people, he can output so much damage. Oh, bottom again, not Peter again.
Oh, Peter just got back.
We'll make it.
He's fine. I think it's a soul lane maybe, or somewhat of a soul lane to try to get onto that level 6 and that multicast here. No points into that Ignite quite yet. Yeah, Cuckoo, you gotta be in a little trouble here. Mind Control has that blink. And you wanna jump that? Nah, he's good.
He will. I think if Ogre is more nearby, you get a multicast, you get that call, probably gonna be a kill, but Peter is just sitting in lane.
You also saw there Stampy used to make it away.
It
There's that call and there's that grab. Eventually he does get the catch up onto Cuckoo.
No
Cuckoo
detection yet.
trying to sweep out and away, still holds onto his own life here. Can't quite make it out. Already used the time lapse, but to high ground, and that's the safety net for him.
Yep. Mind Control's so scary right now. He is looking, he's spending a lot of time going for ganks, and I mean, he just, for about a minute or two there, he didn't really do anything bottom, so I'm sure Gabby's super happy with that.
They're stalking Ace here. Tim's on the high ground, kind of scouting things out. Saksa rotates in. They have the egg now up and ready, and they're bringing full pressure towards the top
Gabby.
lane. Mind Control grabs Gabby within the creeps. Not too many spins this time, but hits him with the Battle Hunger and begins to slowly chase him down. The haunt is there.
Has a dagger in one, wants to just use that. Might not get it off though.
One more spin. Oh, with the Icarus dive, that should be good. Still doesn't feel confident in the threshold. Finally gets the jump. Finally gets the dunk.
That's greedy. That's greedy. You wait for your dagger cooldown instead of just bolting out of there.
Ooh, fight for the bounty rune. It looks like
Tims will get it.
Tims will get that grab.
Now bottom, Cuckoo. Bot actually gonna help out his teammate. Probably didn't have to help, could have just let Peter die, but we'll save him. And now he just runs back middle.
Mind Control doing a good job already in this mid game, pulling a lot of focus onto himself and just being a big threat so that Ace PL can continue to quietly farm on up, and even Fata on that OD can grind his way through this mid lane. He has those 3 nulls still, but queued up is going to be the 4 staff.
Need that. I mean, this hero has like no mobility.
Yep.
Put yourself under, you pop out, Ember will just kill you every time. With that 4 staff, you know, get back to your team, get back to the tower.
Dire scouting out through their own jungle. Don't get a positive read, but they still smoke, and they could get a nice jump. Mind Control makes his approach, and they could get the quick snipe of Tims, and they will. Do TNC still want to move in on this? And they do. They make their focus happen onto Ace, pulling out with the freezing field, looking to burst him down. Can they get it? He fights on forward, and he will get dropped. A 1-for-1 trade, and they're not done yet. Armel making chase, looking to Mind Control, but it looks like Mind Control has already found the back door out. Meanwhile, mid lane, Cuckoo rotates in and almost gets welcomed with an Ignite.
And you see both these teams just so focused on the team fights. They've been bottom lane, there's been nobody there for like a minute on either team. They're just letting the creeps fight each other.
Yeah, right. Bottom totally abandoned at this point, while NiP are just trying to take that next tier 1 objective, it looks like, towards this mid lane. Now have nearly everybody on deck for this one.
Yep, and it feels like you do with that Blink Axe. You have this OD early. You need to get a lot done here because you do a ton of damage in this early game, but if you let this Ember just get 6 slotted, we've seen what they can do this tournament.
Yep. Ember, by the way, going to be matching up against that PL in the top lane for now to queues things up, but NiP have been gathered toward this mid lane for quite a while. Look at Mind Control scouting things out, sees this big old stack getting farmed up. Ambitious call right there. Unfortunately, just going to be a bit off.
Yep, that ward right there. You see the snail right above the river, and it just scouts out Mind Control that whole time.
Yep. Good vision, good intel there for TNC to see the cautious approach. Cuckoo will be safe.
Honestly, I think TNC's fine with this little bit slower play. You're the one with the Spectre, are finally getting some farm, whether it's middle or even just in the jungle.
So you think as time passes here, this favors TNC a bit? Do they take farm better on the map as they are?
It depends. I mean, this PL, it feels like both. PL is definitely going to farm faster than Spectre. That's just what PL does. Well, A lot of wards getting placed in the Radiant jungle by Ninja Boogie. Smokes up, plants about 2. Looks like they want to play around that bottom side, even though we haven't really seen them down there.
NiP also favor their own vision in their own jungle as well. So seems like an area they may be feeling comfortable with taking fights as well. Could see a potential future clash at that point. Gabby forced and delegated to the jungle to kind of get some recovery farm happening. His build-up looks to be the classic one. A Radiance straight queued up.
Been a bit, but yeah, I think the straight up Radiance, it's good. They just need the team fight right here. You have the Ember as well, and Weaver, you have a ton of damage. The fact is, can he survive? Because Mind Control now does have that blade now.
He pops the smoke. Another blind jump call there for Mind
ping
Control, but they see he's nearby. He's in the trees. He hasn't moved whatsoever. He calls out the Stampede and looks to run down south and make it out. And that's a defensive Stampede call that will be successful in making it away.
What good positioning there. And a nice job by Michael. He sees the smoke break, blinks uphill, but unfortunately Tim's with the better play.
They make their rotations, does NiP up to the northern front. Meanwhile, Mind Control bottom lane gets the grab, Blade Mail debut, and an immediate finish of Cuckoo. Not ready for that one.
Yep, Blade Mail. That's when instead of like, oh, I need an Ogre, oh, I need a Fada. With that Blade Mail, you can solo kill probably any 3 of these cores.
Mind Control still king of net worth, king of this mid game at the moment, continuing to be the enforcer and pressuring out. But there we see Fata, and Enforcer himself just dunks it down, takes out Tims.
He's going to take any kill he can get, even though that ulti 160-second cooldown, just drop it down, make space for your team, because Ace is continuing to farm up. And man, this Spectre just feels so poor. 5.8k net worth compared to the 8k of PL. And Spectre doesn't farm any quicker until maybe you get that Radiance. But even then, you're just going to be hunted down by Mind Control.
So this kind of ends up weighing on the shoulders a bit more, it looks like, for Armel here. Able to finish out the Maelstrom, of course, but now has in queue a Eul's, which feels more like it has to be a defensive item pickup in the meantime. Ooh. Okay, there's the move. Mind Control not able to get the catch on that one. Slide assistance from Fata, but Armel wants to pursue and then wants to jump back.
Peter's here. He's chilling in Viz.
Yes, he is. Stalking things out, maybe looking for an opportunity to set things up with the stun. Sees Armel, he's walking alone, hits him, and he gets a multicast, a follow-up call, and that should be an Ember head on the ground. There it goes. Unstoppable now for Mind Control, but they're not done yet. Ninja Boogie thinks about moving in. Now might have overextended. There's a Tim stun to slow Mind Control in his spot. The egg is going to crack, but everyone's able to make it far and away. Another Stampede to make it out from potential trouble.
See why Centaur's that first pick hero can get you out of any sort of these problems, but man, this Axe is having such a good game, as you said. Top net worth with the Blink Blade Mail. Look at it, he's already rotating top. If Spectre stayed there, Spectre would have just died. Just the threat of Mind Control is so strong in this game.
He's all over the place. Always has a TP on hand and always ready to get his hands dirty.
Fada actually has a BKB now. This might be their timing. They might just look to, go for a big fight. You take Roche, and all of a sudden you're pushing base, but you don't have the best base hitters on NiP, so it will be a little bit harder for them to do that.
Yeah, it seems like everything's just coming together perfectly. I see also Ace, maybe he's had this defusal for a while, but he has it in his pocket ready for that potential future fight. Here we see Saksa under the gun a little bit with the bugs and pressure from Cuckoo, but obviously able to Icarus dive away.
Yep, both teams know where everyone's at. It's just, 5 bottom, 5 top. We're going to push. Does anyone actually want to defend their own tower? Probably not.
Certainly more so for TNC. It feels like they just don't have all the ammunition and all the tools necessary at this moment to take a confident 5-on-5 fight. More so belongs to NiP. So in the meantime, NiP are just going to have to duck and dodge a bit and only look for easy and secure openings to keep themselves and their heads afloat.
Tims might look for this blind blink stun, but won't go for it. Saw the Fire Spirits shooting out. Well, we see a little bit. We see ping on the base, but I doubt Fada's going to go hit the tower for 5 damage.
Yeah, they got what they needed through this push of that top lane with the tier 2 being taken down. Just what you like to say, flowchart Dota here for NiP.
Yep, it's working out. They're just going to head middle, and this could be an easy kill. It will be.
Set up again for Mind Control. This guy's quickly becoming MVP of game number 1.
Yeah,
with these setups.
All over the place. We said we've seen some axes. Every axe will get farm. That's not hard to do, but to use that farm correctly, it can be hard. You miss 1 or 2 ganks, you're 2 levels behind all of a sudden, but he has not messed up once.
Nope. All right, here's TNC now at attendance for this mid lane pressure. But while they're kind of delegated to this spot, they're not able to kind of freely get out there and get farming. They're just have to be here for that defensive posture.
Gabby, that's all. You're fine. You know, rotate his forward, get Gabby this radiance, and very close. 1,000 away. Obviously a little bit late, like 24 minutes, but your team fight just goes so far up.
But it's hard for anyone to show themselves in any lane unless they're for certain that there's no potential threat around the corner, and that threat mainly being mind control.
Yeah.
They feel better as long as he's showing himself within the lanes. But the second he steps away like this, everybody gets nervous and everybody starts hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, man. Bloodlust in the late game with this OD. OD is probably one of the favorite, not even carries because he's in the middle, that you just get Bloodlust on that guy, he's dropping like 600 damage every second. It's nuts.
Then NiP happy to kind of work through TNC's jungle front where they have their own vision. And I'll just continue to pressure between that top and mid lane. This is starving out TNC a bit.
That's what they're doing. Neither team has the best Roche. Obviously, NiP's up. They have Bloodlust and they go for it, and it looks like they will. They will do it reasonably slow here, but with Ace, the PL actually having a Yasha now.
I mean, TNC even have a lineup that could be good at contesting Roche?
Absolutely not. You don't have, if you had the Radiance on Spectre maybe, but still 300 away, and you're against an egg. Like if an egg just gets placed perfectly, everyone's just gonna get stunned there. So it's gonna be a free Roche given up.
Yeah, TNC gonna have to let this one go, and NiP are not gonna have the benefit of that extra life. I imagine Ace to pick this one up.
Even Phoenix still able to defend bottom tower, so they can't even do that normal tier 2 for Roshan trade. They're so afraid. Mind control could just be in any of these trees right now.
Meanwhile, bottom Sox are the first to rotate in through this bottom lane. Armel hiding, but mind control cuts off Cuckoo and takes him out. This man is out of control.
He really is. And man, you see that the Blade Mill, even though he has the Maelstrom and Weaver, it just hurts him. The Maelstrom procs, Blade Mill returns the damage, and middle, he's just gonna get out. Another defensive, defensive ulti after defensive ulti.
He just like saw a threat and immediately hit that R button to get the hell out.
Yeah. Oh, they're moving in. No smoke here, but Dire doesn't have the best vision in this part of the map. We'll slow down a bit, but no one, NiP's in no rush right now. They know this Spectre probably has the Radiance now, but that's it. Like, Radiance is good, but at 25 minutes, when your PL has a hood as well, he is not scared at all of the Spectre.
Definitely. But here comes NiP. They're feeling good about this mid lane setup. Jump call! Gets the grab onto Armel just as he tries to go for the slight. Beautiful setup again from Mind Control.
This boy is a beast right now.
Most valuable sub stand-in I've ever seen.
It might be, and with the OD just pounding in with those orbs, these two actually can do so much damage. Almost finds another, but not quite. Well, Cuckoo, we got to be careful here. And that's the problem. Cuckoo's just not farming right now. Cuckoo's trying to make space for the Spectre, just kind of running around, and the one time he shows on map, Mind Control jumps on him and kills him.
It's a full-blown cat and mouse game. They're trying to get out and find little bits of cheese, but the cats are on the prowl here running about. Look at them. Ah, there's one. Finds Cuckoo here. The setup there. Mind Control sweeps in the call, but Tim's able to step in with a beautiful stop. Bails out his comrade in the meantime. Boogie, big amount of damage, able to burst through and finish off that Aegis. Wonderful job by him. NiP kind of staggered a bit the first time we've seen in a while here. Not able to achieve everything they like, but they do eventually find Boogie hiding within the trees, and they'll take him out. Still 2 drop, and NiP will follow it up with a tier 1 takedown.
While they were getting Tim's, though, shout out to Ninja Boogie. He actually solo kills the PL from full life with an ulti, but the PL did have the Aegis. But he wasn't scared. He's like, whatever, I'm just going to take the Aegis, and, well, it's gone now, but they're about to lose 2 towers down bottom, I think. I think just go for another one.
Grab, call, Blade Mail, dunk!
Oh, they have the Sentry.
This guy is freaking LeBron James. Like, what else can you say?
He is just straight up solo carrying this game, it feels like.
I mean, even the people here at the arena can appreciate how many dunks that this man can set up, how many calls this man can lead in with.
I mean, he's involved in 13 of their 17 kills right now. He's making all the space. He has a full Crimson Guard in his stash right now, waiting for the chicken to come out. I mean, I'm looking, how do you come back in this as TNC down 14K? Spectre still doesn't even have the Yasha yet, and you just got to buy time at this point. You have to buy a lot of time, and I'm not sure they have time.
Look at him. Don't even come outside. The sharks are in the water.
I mean, there's a 27-minute Shiva's earned on this Phoenix who's just been farming, obviously, with that gold per minute talent. See the replay. There it is, mind control. He got the call from the low ground. He blink called on the low ground, but it still hit Weaver on the high ground. A nice sentry ward there by Peter gets him the dunk.
That does not feel good, unfortunately. You can just see it right there.
Yep. I don't know. What can you do? I honestly just don't know what you can do versus Axe except hide. They try to get a smoke, get some wards down here.
Fata
Could find
nearby.
Fata.
Yeah, Fata's there.
BKB doesn't get it off.
Okay.
There you go.
TNC will take what they can get.
But they get Cuckoo middle. It's still a 1-for-1 trade.
Yep.
Cuckoo just goes down.
Dang. Within the drop of a hat, and we're not done yet.
Oh god, mind control.
Rotating in, mind
Bail.
control.
Everyone get out.
I mean, he has a huge bounty on his head, but
just
they don't
leave.
even want to bother. They're trying to make it away. Boogie! Man, that was close.
Yep. Ooh, Fata, he had the BKB there. If he just BKB'd that Centaur stun, like, it's not the quickest stun. All of a sudden, you'd have mind control TPing in there, so Fata just needs to be a little bit more aware. If you don't see anyone, just watch out. And there's Tens again.
Ace able to
Go
swarm
down.
in and finish him off. Everyone on NiP really thriving right here. And really getting a big piece of the pie. Mind control the Jason Voorhees of this horror Friday the 13th movie, just running around.
I mean, he just TP'd in top. It was a 3-on-1, and they ran from him. When you're running, when you have the 3 and you're running from the 1, it's not good. And we do see NiP. They're looking for more, and here we go.
Boogie and Cuckoo. Boogie. Not like this.
Well, at least Cuckoo didn't die.
Ace will not get that one. It's Peter who manages to club home the last hit.
Yep. And, well, at least Cuckoo doesn't die. That is a small positive, but they find him now.
Don't speak too soon, Grant.
No.
They found him, and they got him. Beyond godlike mind control. You can't curse him like that.
I don't. Yeah. And it's funny. Sox is actually just there. He's trying to D-ward, and
It's a hell of a performance already for mind control.
he is playing out of his mind. But yeah, the Radiant support's also doing such a great job. All these sentry wards to D-ward, to just find Cuckoo all the time in Viz. The only thing they have going, Spectre does only have 3 deaths. I know that's not the biggest thing, but finally has the Yasha, can farm quicker, but always has to be wary if mind control's playing off the map. And mind control is off the map right now. They have no clue where he's at. He's just farming the neutral camp, but TNC doesn't know that.
I'm curious what he's going to build up for next. He's obviously wealthy. 2.7K gold.
I usually don't know.
Somebody else already has a Shiva's here,
Yep.
so
Could be some like an Assault Curious, or
Yeah.
he could even go for like a Sheepstick if they do want that utility, or just a heart, right? If he gets a heart, no one's touching him for the next like 30 minutes.
for sure. He'll keep it ambiguous for now. Happy to jump in through the lane and easily push back this double siege push.
Good scouting though, like Armel doesn't die to this, and that means Spectre can farm. Whenever mind control's on the map, Gabby can finally end up farming, but never mind, there's an Axe Illusion middle stopping him from farming. Even the illusions are stopping him from farming, man. You just can't do anything. This is an actual just suffocation of the Dire team. The only problem is NiP just doesn't have tower hitters, right? That is their big thing. When your best tower hitter is a PL who, with items, is decent at it, but you can't really crack high ground and just slow siege a tower with an OD, an Axe, and a PL.
Yeah, and in theorizing, in the late game, this tri-core setup for TNC ain't that bad.
It's not that bad, but I just don't see. I could see 1 or 2 of them getting farmed, but PL gets a heart. They might just look to just straight up either wait for Roche, then brute force, or they could honestly just try brute forcing a middle tower right now, or top.
Yeah, top,
Both
it
pushed
seems
in.
like they're making their slow approach.
Gabby.
TNC are trying to split push out this bottom lane as much as they can, then they pull off to keep themselves in the dark.
Good.
So NiP are cautious for a possible rotation to come in, and it looks like they're not going to be hanging around much longer here.
It's good play by Gabby. You have no vision of those Radiant heroes, but no one's on the map. Even though you're in your own base, if he even goes up to that hill in front of his tower, he's dead.
But it doesn't end the story we've been seeing here for what feels like the past 15 minutes. Is just NiP have owned the map and have taken most of the farm, while TNC are just trying to get out there and be scrappy with whatever available farm is going to be given to them and what kind of vision they can just somehow plant.
Yep. This is almost a Mantap on Spectre. Does really boost up a ton of damage there with the Desolate as well. We'll see.
Seeing Ember try to get a hold of that Lincoln Sphere. Good defensive item to help keep him alive. More slides through these fights. Certainly help. And even Tim's, if he's able to get that Ags, the damage reduction would certainly help.
That would. I mean, Actions goes on you, pop that damage reduction, or it doesn't go on you, but goes on anyone on your team. You just pop that. You hope they survive. Maybe Spectre can haunt out to someone else. Cuckoo gets his ulti off. That Ags is a big deal. You know the game's going well for NiP when Peter buys. He gets drums. He actually gets an item.
Wow.
That's when you know it's going well.
Oh, good for him. But to TNC, you know, it's like we're theorizing all these ways for them to be able to have tools to hopefully stay alive, and that can't feel good in itself. Your best potential game plans are ways to be able to avoid trouble from NiP. You have to hope that there comes a time that they can be able to go more on the offensive with all these spells and tools.
NiP's still respecting it though. They know if they just like push high ground as 5, if Centaur somehow gets 2 to 3 man stomp, all of a sudden the Spectre ultis, there's just a bunch of chaos. The Weaver bugs are on you. That's why even though they're up 20k, they're not forcing anything yet. I think they will just wait for Roche. You see the chicken actually above it waiting. You know it'll spawn in a minute.
Yeah. Obviously a elimination match, so NiP would love to be able to kind of safely and secure this one.
It's always nice to get that game 1 win. Then you like go into the next game. You're like, oh, we can play a little bit cocky, or maybe we can do a little bit. I mean, they picked an OD this game, so already playing pretty cocky.
All right, smoke move from TNC. They got to make something happen out of this if they want to start to turn the tides of the game. They see a potential opening for Saksa, but help is nearby. Did they see that? Head-on-head smoke, jump from both sides. Who's going to be able to get the swing in on the front? Mind Control couldn't get a confident grab, but BKBs have been popped. Cuckoo on one side. Time lapse back is welcomed with the quick Hex and the quick finish there. And that is right. Cheap stick on now. On Fata.
Yeah, that OD is very farmed. Has the 20 strength down as well. Like, I just don't know you kill this guy, the Axe, or the Peel. They all have more than 2,500 HP.
Go for Armel.
Oh, he's got the chase.
Uh-oh. There's a Lincoln's pop, though. He's able to make it to the high ground in a way, but is he still safe? No! Ace has got him. He's got to go for the TP out, but he can't make it away. The Hex is there from Fata, and they stop him in his spot, and they're not done yet. They've also got to grab. It's Mind Control at it again with a new assist, a new setup, and a new alley-oop dunk. And now they're inside your base, they're inside your turf, and they're taking your home.
Yep, and now with Bloodlust, obviously that makes these tower hitters I was talking about. You know, you don't really have the best tower hitters, but with Bloodlust, everyone can hit tower. Even Peter's in there. He's like, yeah, I'll help out. That's going to be a full Rax. I wouldn't be. They could go for more, will they? That's the question. How confident are they feeling
You're
they
here.
are?
26k net worth advantage and rising. This one seems almost insurmountable.
Just Spectre level 20 now, just pushing that top lane with 2 siege units, but it just doesn't matter right now. Doesn't even have time to. We've seen what, 2 haunts this game, 36 minutes. That's when you know this Spectre hasn't had that big of an impact. Not much she can do. Let's get the tower. Fata has it.
Oh, not safe yet.
He has a
Gabby.
sheep.
And
There
he
it
stopped.
is.
There's no chance.
Has an ulti still, but gets stunned.
Yep.
Nice job, Peter.
Without any sort of BKB or way to stop that, there's really no escape. NiP, no mercy mode yet. Jump. A rare occurrence where Mind Control's not able to get the call grab onto Cuckoo on that one, and Cuckoo is able to find his own little safe space.
Gotta be careful. I'm surprised how confident Cuckoo's playing middle. Even though he missed one blink call, he's still there, but they'll just go straight into Roche. And I have a feeling maybe we see a buyback ulti by Spectre. I mean, you gotta make a big play here.
Yeah.
I don't think just slowly dying is gonna do it.
A fight inside your own base defensively, I can't foresee that going well, but NiP gonna look to catch out TNC before they can even make the approach. A follow-up from Tim's locks Mind Control in his spot, but ooh, eating so much heavy damage from Fata. He's being the cannon, dropping the hammer. Getting 2 down. Buyback's gonna be forced out from Tim's. Cuckoo tries to make it away, but they got him then and there.
Somebody just, the Fata Mind Control train. I just don't even do. Did you see Saksa has a full sheep stick himself? This Phoenix is so rich. And now Fata, where's that chicken? We got a blink, full Hurricane Pike, so anyone he sees just instant blink Hex. I think he can solo kill actually anyone on the other team. Centaur, Spectre included. Blink Sheep equals Dazzy.
TNC are going to need one heck of a Hail Mary play and a hold on the high ground if they even dream and fathom of keeping this game alive.
You see Armel with the nice Yules on that axe, so his Weaver will survive, but I mean, it's a 30K net worth. You have to play perfect, and even then, you're probably going to lose the fight.
Without them having any sort of heavy defensive items, it's just going to be too much of an approach. Even Fada smiles. We don't see that guy smile very often, but
man,
that's a rare occurrence in itself. But that's how good NiP are feeling in this one here. 35K, and it continues to rise as they mow down this bottom center axe with little to no threat whatsoever. Armel with a slow approach, trying to slide it in, but
99% Dota plus. There's a 1% though, Dakota.
Get out of here. That might be it. I mean, the Tal has got to be gripped here from TNC.
And we have to see at least one Spectral, right? We got to see it. There it is.
Pull it out. Do everything you can. It's everything you have. It's your last breath of life. But I imagine TNC have already focused on the next game. This one belongs to NiP and certainly Mind Control for sure. What a hell of a show on that axe.
Yeah, as we talked about, axes will always find farm, but it's what you find after you find the farm. And it felt mostly he bullied Cuckoo. That Weaver could do nothing, and then eventually Armel could do nothing, and then it was just honestly, I don't want to say perfect play from NiP, but it was very close. 31-8. All the cores were farmed. Ace never had to come to fights. He was 4-1-7. He was only involved in 11 kills, and guess what? He didn't have to be.
Soxa was 0-0-16. I mean, just the utility bird with a big egg.
Meanwhile, Mind Control involved in 24 of the 31 kills. I'm sure it's like an 85% NA math, but just insanely good play by him and the rest of NiP.
They got to feel good after that. I mean, they're coming off a really tough series against Virtus Pro in that upper bracket. They had to a bit of a break, a bit of a rest, come out commanding in game number 1. All of the pressure now has to be on TNC to be able to step this one back. We've been blessed with a lot of dominating performances from a lot of these teams, so I'd hope that TNC can be able to keep that dream alive in game number 2. Let's get the analyst thoughts over at the panel for this game 1.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Woo, that Mind Control X, huh? That was definitely a game winner, and him with the rest of Ninjas in Pajamas. They made fairly quick work of TNC here in the first game of this best of 3. Let's discuss this game a little bit more in depth with Black Bulldog and Gods. Black, you were the only one already knowing that Ninjas in Pajamas was going to take the first game. Care to explain why you knew that?
I mean, actually, the reason why I thought it would happen did not happen.
So he was wrong. We were all wrong.
All wrong.
Yeah, Black was wrong as well.
But the lineup is just, come on. The lineup is, it sounds way better on paper than what the Dire had.
But it was unfair. How do you have Mind Control as a stand-in just carrying you in the arena?
You say stand-in, stand-out player.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not a stand-in anymore.
Well, you never know.
He actually joined the team then. All right. Confirm.
What happens if they win and then, he goes to TI with them, maybe some roster swaps?
You have a chance then.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. So, okay, Mind Control has to win this tournament. I'm good to go.
Well, Mind Control definitely looked like he took a step in the right direction here for this first game. He was on fire, and because he was on fire, he created so much space for the rest of the team to catch up, because the laning itself didn't go too hot for the rest of NiP.
Yeah, only the Axe had a lot of farm, and we always see a lot of axes that fall off after they have this really good early game. They have like a blink minute 12, 13.
All those axes were missing their calls. We saw Yang miss a lot of calls. We saw axes today miss calls.
Chalice even.
Chalice, yep. Mind Control, no. That low ground axe call that we just saw when he solo killed Weaver, this guy was hitting everything.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, even against like the Ember who's doing his Slate of Fist, he kept hitting him all the time. I don't know what's happening.
Well, NiP. Gotta say, very impressive stuff from them here in game number 1.
How do we feel the OD worked out? I mean, we don't see that hero all too often, and it felt like once he got that BKB, he just looked pretty good, which is surprising for me for that hero.
I mean, OD is always like, or usually the weakness is that he's like quite easily ganked in mid lane. His laning is not like the best. But once you actually get into the mid late game, the hero has always been destroying everyone. You get this Hex, you get this BKB, you get this Blink in with BKB, Hex the guy, you can instantly burst him.
Yeah, it does so much damage. You just get a couple attacks in with the BKB and then you ult and then everyone dies. So we saw that here as well. It just a hammer coming out and just killing him.
I still feel like though the lane should not go like it did.
No, never see the
Maybe
smirk.
Armel, you know, Armel is quite good. So maybe manipulating the creep wave better. Didn't really see what happened there.
I still think Ember is should do fine against OD.
You're a hater.
You don't know what you're talking about. Keep saying that OD should beat him strongly, but no, that's not what happened.
No, look at that support score, 0-0-16 on Saxa's Phoenix.
True support.
Yep.
You got a second Hex for them. That made life so hard for Weaver and Ember to play when there's double Hexes on the field. I mean, by that point, it's like a 30, 40k gold lead. So it's like, even though your lineup could go late game with a Spectre, you're just out-itemized.
They're actually so rich on that Phoenix.
Yeah.
GPM talents. That's the support life.
Now, we talked about the strengths of TNC, and one of them was that they normally do pretty good in the laning stage, and then they can build off the rest of that. Their laning stage wasn't that solid. Did they just draft too greedily?
You know, a lot of it's the Spectre versus Axe matchup, which we've seen Spectres do really well against the Axes, but this is the first Axe where they utilize that free farm in lane to basically control the entire game. Every other Axis felt like too passive. Mind control, you know, he's just a step above the other offlaners in this tournament, maybe.
I mean, the lanes were not that awful. Honestly, they had okay, and but then X got online, he gets a free farm, and then he just started roaming around, killing everyone, and then everything just got super hard for them.
I mean, Weaver and Spectre are very scared of Axe, especially if you get to Blade Mail early. And he got so many solo kills on these heroes, set up so many kills on the Ember Spirit. And he played the lane against the Spectre, I think, where most people would just permanently keep cutting the wave and just give him complete free farm on the tower. But this game, the Spectre was actually incredibly poor.
Yep, it was not the greatest performance there, not the richest performance there for the Spectre. But don't worry, there's going to be another chance for the teams here to play and win, hopefully for both teams. NiP, of course, wants to get that 2-0. TNC wants to force out the third game. Let's find out what's going to happen after the break.
Be calm, everything is fine. Nothing's gonna go wrong. I'm gonna get into the country. Be calm. Calm.
Hello, sir. Welcome to Malaysian Immigration. May I please
Immigration?
have your... Yes, may I please have your passport?
Yes. Sure, sure.
It's a lovely day.
Yeah. That's me. It is me.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to ask you to come with me, please.
Shit.
So, yes.
Jesus.
Sir, when did you take this picture?
3 years ago.
Are you sure? This does not look like you.
It's me. It's me.
It says here you're 250 kilograms, but you kind of look like 60 kilograms.
I was, but I got bullied online, so I starved myself.
Hmm.
Do you usually wear clothing with your face on?
No.
Why? Why do you do it now? You're lacking confidence? You're trying to signal to someone?
Yeah, I'm trying to pick up girls.
Has it worked so far?
Yes. No.
What's your occupation?
I don't.
What do you do for a living?
I stream.
What? Come again?
I stream on Twitch.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm a Twitch streamer.
Are you flaming me right now?
No.
What's a Twitch stream? What is that?
Your Twitch, you know?
Twitch? You mean?
Yeah.
I think you might be a junkie. He's a Twitch.
Sir, are you a junkie? Do you Twitch?
No, sir.
This is becoming too hard to believe. What else do you do other than Twitch?
I meme sometimes, and I travel to places.
You meme? Is that supposed to be on a shirt? Is that what's called a meme?
No, this is not a meme. This is how you get women.
How do you get women with a shirt?
Do you
so
like
you're
it?
saying you're a player?
Are you attracted to it?
No, I'm not.
Are you a pro player?
No. I used to be the best.
The best? What?
The best. My team got bad.
What do you do with all the money?
I bought 1 million of these shirts. They're not selling that well. Sorry.
So have you paid your taxes?
We don't pay tax in Sweden.
Okay.
Sir, it says in your file that you are a admiral. What branch were you in?
I was at the sea.
You were at the sea.
Yeah, on a boat. I was admiral.
You are at sea right now. You are in sea.
Yes, sir. I mean, during World War II for Sweden.
You were alive during World War II as an admiral for Sweden.
Yes, during the Nazis' occupation.
Of Sweden.
Yes.
Why is your name Bulldog?
I like dogs.
So you named yourself Bulldog.
Yes.
But there are a lot of dogs. Why Bulldog?
Because they're cool.
They're cool?
They're cool, madam.
They are actually pretty. What is a TI winner?
A TI winner, it's something when you win.
What is a donger?
It's a type of potato.
A donger?
Yes.
You refer to yourself as the potato?
No, I'm a donger farmer. My family farm dongers.
So you're a farmer?
Yes.
So why wouldn't you put that in? You said you were a streamer.
But my father does it.
Sir, are you trying to lie to us? Are you trying to lie to us?
So you're a farming admiral from Nazi-occupied Sweden.
The streams.
That streams and twitches.
Yes, sir.
All right, that was it. Welcome to Malaysia. I hope you have a wonderful stay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You may now leave. Oh, don't forget your passport.
That was close.
Excuse me, what did you say?
Shit.
TNC Predator just played their first game on the grand stage here at the Axiata Arena. And in a moment, it could be their last as well, as they are one game down against Ninjas in Pajamas. Welcome back to the Kuala Lumpur Major. We're about to head into our second game of the lower bracket round 4. That just means it's top 6. Teams are playing right now are top 6. If you win here, you are top 4 guaranteed. That is a big step in points, in prestige, in money as well, and a big step for just as a team develops over the year. Ninjas in Pajamas, they're playing with mind control, and this previous game that we saw, guys, was a little bit the mind control show, if you ask me.
That wasn't Liquid playing?
That was not Liquid
okay.
playing.
Oh,
I
right.
can understand the confusion here with Black Bulldog and Gods. What are you going to do if you're in TNC's shoes?
I think
Play
you
better.
Just ban a couple other heroes. Like, don't leave the axe, I feel. That hero is just so annoying to deal with sometimes. Going behind tower, getting so much farm. But other than that, just switch up your bans a little bit. Get a different game, I feel.
What was their ban last game?
I can tell you.
after
Terrorblade, Arc Warden, and Enigma.
Oh, the Enigma. Mind control Enigma is scary too, though.
Is it, though? I don't think it is that scary. It's slow. So TNC gets the early lead, and then they win off that. So I'm fine with that.
Okay.
You'd rather let the Enigma through.
Yeah, something like that.
I would imagine also it now switches up that probably NiP will have first pick over TNC. Does that make a difference?
Could do. I think NiP have often chosen second pick because they like getting Fata the last pick of the draft. So at least against VP, that was the case. So we may even see a similar order in some ways, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. It's not like there's like the must first pick heroes because they could have taken Axe on TNC. They chose Centaur over it. Centaur has been one of the like highest value picks of the tournament, but I mean, Mind Control showing that Axe is still something to be feared.
Yeah, we had the first 3 picks of TNC. They were very flexible. We've seen them played in all positions with the Centaur, the Weaver, and the Crystal Maiden. Maybe be a little bit more decisive in the draft. Is that because often it's said it's a good thing that you keep everybody guessing until the last moment, but maybe just being a little bit more decisive and having a good hero at the right place is more valuable at this point, Black.
I didn't particularly like the Spectre pick or the Weaver pick. Like responding with the Weaver when you see this Axe doesn't seem very good, especially if it's on a core roll. Didn't make too much sense to me. And the Spectre, usually you pick it to either play around like completely, you pick it like first 2 and you just build a lineup around it, or you just pick it to counter something, and they didn't do either this game. So like the draft definitely needs some refining.
Yeah, we talked about the Weaver there. Was really questionable. We saw in the game as well how he just kept hunting the Weaver and killing him. So it's Weaver is not good against Axe, so just get some more different heroes. We don't know if they're going to cheese now or not either, because we've seen TNC pull out the last pick Husker or something like that. The last game, do you cheese or do you just play your comfortable heroes?
You just stick with what you're comfortable with. It's got you to top 6.
Losing with a cheese, that would be so sad.
Well, Husker helped get them to the top 6 as well.
True.
They did have some Husker wins.
That was the best of 1, though.
Yeah, that was the best of 1.
Well, ever since then it was banned. Like
everybody it's getting banned either in the second stage or the final ban.
Is that still cheesing, by the way, pulling out a Husker or a Brood or anything like that? Because it seems like it is so common now that it wouldn't really qualify as cheese anymore.
Depends who you ask, I guess. Some people will, I think, always consider those kind of heroes cheesy.
I mean, what is the definition of cheese? It's like picking one hero that just wins you the game, right? Like outright.
Again, I think everyone will have a different definition of that too. But
something that is totally outside of the current meta, I'd say.
It's like when you make it so you're not playing normal Dota.
Yes.
Like which I think Drow strats kind of used to do, but don't anymore. Maybe.
Yeah, there's a Meepos.
Broods, Meepos, Visage. I think is kind of cheesy.
Techies,
yeah.
Now let's start talking about players for a little bit, because obviously previous game was very heavily focused around Mind Control, and we saw Mind Control have a great game, and Ninjas in Pajamas made sure that he did have that great game. They built around him. Who is the player that you want to see TNC build around? Who is that star player that is going to take Mind Control's job and put it to work for TNC?
Most of the time it's just Armor for them, right? Who like shines from the mid lane. Like Gabby and Cuckoo are very stable, I think. But Armor is usually the guy that makes like the really flashy plays.
I think Gabby and Cuckoo is stable?
I mean, like, for their standards, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like Cuckoo is more, I don't know, Cuckoo. Like
Cuckoo
Armor
is stable.
But he doesn't really do flashy plays, you know? He like does this like crazy stuff.
He'll get caught out, I feel like, and make some... I don't know, I feel Cuckoo's very volatile. Like, has some great games and has some feed games.
Yeah, fair enough. But usually it's just like Armor that has this like strong hero in mid lane, wins his lane, and transitions out of the lane into a very strong mid game. But this game was very tough. Of course, the lane matchup was very hard, but he still managed to win it somehow.
Yeah, and I like Cuckoo more like versatile heroes. Like he brings more to the table.
The stunners.
Yeah, like he can play the Centaur. He can just bring out the Rust again, something like that. He played Weaver last game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not a huge fan of that. Just he's not really the care of the team, I feel.
Would have been a good Shaker game. They picked PL and everything.
Yeah.
Like, he played a great Shaker early on in the tournament. So, yeah, put him on something with a bit more playmaking potential.
And that does go towards the direction of pick heroes that they're comfortable with, rather than focusing on the cheese. I guess if the cheese comes around, you can always still go for it last pick. It will be last pick for TNC, so they have that option, as in second pick, last pick. It will be Radiant side for Ninjas in Pajamas.
I think TNC wanted to switch it up because last game they chose first pick, and you just don't want to have the same draft order. So they take second pick. Game 1 didn't work. They probably have a different draft prepared coming to this series. Damn. Where is the loyalty? Come on!
Just like that, huh?
Come on! I expected better.
After that performance, I can't really blame you guys, but some Southeast Asian love for the Southeast Asian team. is also pretty nice.
That's the beauty of C tournaments, though. They just cheer for everyone, you know. They're not
Yes.
completely like biased towards one team.
Oh,
True.
absolutely. They cheer on good Dota.
Yeah.
And that was definitely what was shown in the previous game.
Is Mind Control gonna go ham again? Is the question.
It doesn't matter really what hero he plays as well. Like this guy is a pretty good player. So Axe or not, no Axe, this guy's probably gonna go ham. It's a problem. You can't ban out a player.
He's a problem indeed.
And he's a TI winner.
Not the only one here.
TI offlaner winner.
Yeah, I respect him.
One of the few.
Yeah.
Who would you say plays the better profit between you two?
Me, obviously.
You already said Mind Control's number 2.
He played
Oh,
it.
you already said that? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
He played it
Missed
in the
that one.
tournament. It was absolutely trash.
Did you tell him
Wow.
afterwards what to improve on? Or
I wasn't on the panel. Otherwise, I would have flamed them a lot.
I mean, yeah, you're definitely the profit specialist.
And you're the best AM after burning, of course.
Of course.
No
Wow.
offense.
It's okay.
And so modest as well, right, Gods?
Yeah. These two, yeah. Modesty is definitely up there in the words Oda used to describe both of them.
Yeah. All right, we're about to head into that second game. I think I think TNC can do better than that first game, though. I think they're gonna tie it up.
I mean, can't get much worse at this point. They were like 35k down. It's pretty rough. But yeah, they definitely didn't show what they're capable of.
That was just an off game. It was like Axe took over the game. You know, it happens.
It was also the draft. It felt so awkward. Like really forced all these heroes. Like you don't counter PL with a Spectra.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Mind control on screen.
I think the main problem was the Weaver pick, honestly. You just pick an Earthshaker there instead. Something like that, and the game would have been a lot better.
I mean, I don't understand the Weaver too much, but they must have had some kind of
Reason?
yeah. But I don't know what reason, because even if it's a carry Weaver, it's not great. And they don't play support Weaver apparently, so.
They haven't yet.
I mean, they might pull it out, but
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, we have a little bit of time before we start the draft of game number 2. And that means for us, we have a chance to answer one of the many questions people
Cool.
have been sending us.
Cool.
Keep those coming, of course. We'll try to fit them in where we can.
Admirable.
Will we see the 3-1-1 meta where 3 heroes are in the mid? I feel like we had that.
We had that already, I think, right?
No. You had the 2v2 mid. You never had 3v3 mid.
I mean, not strictly 3v3, but it was always like the third hero coming in and going
Ganking,
out.
but
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
talking about a tri-lane mid.
But like a trident mid doesn't really work. Way too clunky, I think.
It doesn't work because Dota's a game with like resources. You know, there's limited resource on the map, and the mid lane doesn't have many resources. There's
Yeah.
the creeps. In the side lanes, there's neutral camps to use, which is why you generally have pulls going on, other stuff happening.
Lich,
I don't
Enigma,
know.
Storm mid.
Well, that wasn't a serious question, though, was it? He's not actually asking that, right? He's just joking.
It's on the screen. I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, you can't play 3 heroes mid. The tower range has also been like way worse.
Not even Lich Enigma.
No, you can't play it. It's impossible.
Well, I respect that view.
But thanks for that question, guy from Twitter, Reddit. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Good use of the last 30 seconds of our time. Can we get that 30 seconds back?
If you think you can ask a better question, make sure to use hashtag KLMajor or tweet at PGL.
It's gonna be tough though. That one is hard to beat.
This
Yeah.
one is definitely one of the top ones we've seen so far. We are getting ready to join the second game there and get the draft underway and see what changes will be made in the strategies and what will be kept the same. Because I would imagine that some things will be kept the same as well. But yeah, some things never change, like an IO ban, which we'll see again. And an Axe ban this time as well. So they do ban Axe rather than probably Enigma.
Well, they're scared now.
We'll get some carries going through. The Arc Warden plus TB were banned first game, and something's got to make it in, as is always the case. Something's got to give.
Wow. That trophy, I really like that.
You want to take it?
Looks amazing.
You should take it.
Yeah. No. You have to win it. You have to earn it as a player.
Something Black doesn't, know a whole lot about.
Yeah. Rough times back then, man.
Dazzle ban. Hold up. Hold up.
So
Why
you
do you
just
ban Dazzle?
don't want to have Terrorblade Dazzle combo?
They're
First
planning
pick
to
Dazzle
pick
and the TB, yeah.
Bristle back.
Why did they ban it? Because they would pick the TB if they wanted to.
Yeah, they're picking Bristleback.
No, they're picking Centaur.
Or Arc Warden.
Centaur.
All these heroes.
Arc Warden is banned in 5 seconds.
I
4,
say in 6 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Wrong.
You're
False.
wrong.
You're
6.
wrong.
Wrong.
Wrong. Does that mean TNC lost or?
No, they are taking some bonus time to think about this last ban, which is normally quite surprising. I guess they were not expecting that Dazzle ban to come out there.
So I think
Mind control.
I think you leave the carries. Like if you ban Arc Warden, they're going to pick TB. You ban TB, they pick Arc Warden. Just leave both in the pool.
The dabs. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Very cool. I love people who dab.
No, you don't.
I just want to mention that.
You told me the other day you hate it.
No. I hate you. That's what I said.
This is a lot of bonus time.
That is a lot of bonus time.
For a ban?
They're definitely thinking about Arc Warden. And they don't ban it. So they're like, take the Arc Warden then.
Yeah.
But if they
still
take
think
the Arc Warden,
Centaur.
they'll take the Centaur,
Yeah,
right?
they take Centaur first. It counts
Yeah.
as Arc Warden.
It's a big Centaur, and then you're like, we can't pick Arc Warden anymore. Or
Looks
can
like I
you?
could be coach of NiP.
No, but does
You think you're-
TNC
you-
have a good
you can-
Arc Warden player? Because can't Ninjas in Pajamas just get both?
No,
Yeah, they
TNC. Arc Warden is not good against Centaur. It's very hard to play. Because
No,
everyone
you-
can just run at you. And then the gap close doesn't really become a problem anymore because every hero has it.
So NiP is just going to have both.
I think that's exactly what Secret did earlier. They drafted them into like a corner this
Yeah.
way. They had like, the Centaur first pick, then the enemy couldn't respond with Arc Warden, then they picked Arc Warden themselves.
Now you have to pick Arc Warden. If you give him Centaur and Arc Warden, that's a disaster.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
you
you
have to
pick
pick
a tiny. Okay.
Yeah, I
Alright.
think you pick Tiny.
Yeah, I was going to think maybe pick like a PL in preparation for an Arc Warden.
I mean, all the discussions about what is good against Arc Warden have been held, and the consensus kind of is that there's no good heroes that are good against Arc Warden. So banning him is probably the easier solution.
PL is definitely one of the best. But
Is
if
it
they,
though?
if they pick PL now, it's not. They won't even pick Arc Warden. They don't have to.
Why is PL so good?
Because he has gap close and he just like he can't deal with the clones early on. He needs.
Maybe you always go late game with Arc Warden anyway, and then you get Mjolnir to didn't kill him.
It is not so easy.
It is.
If you get pressured early by PL. Mirana, nah, I don't like it.
Mirana.
Arc Warden and
Mirana, you can leave.
yeah, an arrow. I mean, it should just be a straight up Arc Warden pick if they want to pick it.
If they want, but they have Ace.
Yeah.
Ace plays it.
A lot.
Yeah. Wasn't he playing like way back? A lot.
Yep.
What will be reasons not to pick Arc Warden here?
Comfort zone.
Comfort zone.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think it's just like a really good pick here against the two heroes they have already.
Might. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else you'd consider.
Radiant team back.
And
Necrophos.
Necrophos.
Okay.
I mean, they have a lot of magic burst. It's interesting. An interesting choice.
Interesting is normally what we say when we don't like something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what don't you don't like it, Black, is what I'm
I
hearing.
mean, I think it can work. It can lane well against the Tiny, but it just feels like Arc Warden gives you this instant win condition, and the two heroes they have is really bad already against the Arc Warden. So.
Oh, we've seen this Necro a lot recently, where I don't feel like
It doesn't do
this-
well, right?
Yeah, it's not that good impact. I just see him run in and die a lot.
Yeah.
And like, why do you just pick Arc Warden?
I have Hood, I'm tanky, or I'm dead.
Yeah,
Might be mind control Necro though. Then he's not dead.
then it's a waste.
Vata Necro, play it mid.
Yeah, if it's a good matchup.
Yep.
Radiant team back.
Root Mother.
You got to worry about Brood whenever you're versing an IP, I feel.
TNC
Oh boy, banning quickly here. Picking quickly. Arc
They take
Warden.
the Arc Warden.
Oh, so they ban the
Oh.
counters and then pick the hero. The center is still there, though.
Yeah, but Arc Warden is a pretty good hero against Necro. Has
Oh, yeah.
all this magic damage. I think we have seen it being picked up a lot against Necro already. Yeah. But there's still the Centaur, of course. It's quite scary to play
Have you
against
seen
Centaur.
it in this tournament though? Centaur against Arc Warden?
No, I don't think so.
Is that just theory crafting?
No,
Or-
either they end up on one team or one of the two is banned.
Yeah, so we don't know for sure.
We haven't seen it in action.
You're not going to slow down the Arc Warden farm, because that's just what this hero does with this
Yeah.
Necro Midas build. It's
The-
more like in fights you can get on top of him
Yeah.
in the bubble
Like,
easier.
In the mid-late game, you have actual ways to reach him rather than having to walk through everyone.
But if you pick Silencer now, you have like the perfect. You ult with Centaur run in and silence them, and you just run them over. Isn't that the play?
Silencer. Silencer's really like an easy target to Arc Warden, though.
No.
Can work. Yes.
No.
No.
Knowing PPD, this is just where he picks like an Ogre or Undying type hero often.
Yeah, just for himself, position 5. Maybe even a Wyvern.
Oh,
Not great, though. Or Phoenix.
It's
Oh,
banned,
yeah,
very
it's banned.
first. Yeah.
I mean, it's so bad about that against Arc
Snake
Warden.
just
Oh! Now the main question is
I've been waiting for this.
this the mind control Nature's Prophet?
Yeah,
Probably.
It should be, right?
Centaur Prophet lane is absolutely disgusting.
the Necro safe lane.
Or mid. I guess Necro is kind of flexible. But yeah.
But mid, usually the matchups aren't too good. Although right now he has good matchups.
Bulldog, what makes Nature's Prophet in the hands of mind control so scary?
The main reason this hero is so strong is the laning stage. Like, it's so strong. And you just destroy Arc Warden's lane. They picked Wyvern to counter it a bit. Like, Wyvern and Yakir is like the two strongest supports against Prophet. Now they also picked the Spectre, so got the global strat now.
I mean, I'm pretty sure TNC is sweating right now.
Yeah.
It's a rough draft to go up
Usually,
against.
you see the Arc Warden in the backline just killing everyone. Now you got Centaur running in, you got Prophet deep in behind him, you got Spectre jumping in
And
on
you
him.
got like Necro tanking for them.
Yeah, so this is not like the typical Arc Warden game.
Yeah.
20% wins?
He won 1 game out of 5. It's pretty good.
Yeah. It's because Bulldog's not playing. He's on the panel.
That's right. True.
Well, I think you really want to be pressuring the Spectre now, picking a strong dual lane, like Tiny +1 to really give him a hard time in lane.
But the Centaur Prophet is also going to pressure this Arc Warden so much. Unless they lane at middle.
That's why you have to make sure Spectre doesn't farm. If the Spectre farms while your Arc Warden has a rough time.
I actually think if it's a Necro middle, you should just lane the Arc Warden there. Because he's going to have a good time against the Necro.
Yeah, I mean, it is Necro mid, right, at this point?
Pretty much confirmed, yeah.
TNC Predator.
Azkaban.
Weaver.
Support? What's PPD? Is PPD playing the Prophet?
Oh, please, not PPD, the Prophet.
What else is he playing?
Please.
5-position Necro? Centaur? He could be the Centaur.
He could be the Weaver.
It could be the Spectre support. We don't know for sure.
What's the PPD hero?
It has to be Prophet, right? Are they going to ruin the hero?
1 and
What are they going to pick
4
for
are going to
Armel?
become 1 and 5? You don't think he's on the Mirana?
Oh, he might be on the Mirana, yeah.
I think it might just be a Mirana for him, and then they pick a Tiny +1 lane. Tiny Mirana seems okay as well, but...
Yeah, but I don't know. It just feels like Call Mirana is usually so average.
Yeah, get Cuckoo like some big playmaker I want to see.
I want to see like Ember, for example, would have like a freest game if they want to do that.
That's true. Ember's pretty good against these heroes.
Then they have, but then they need to afford a Tiny, which is possible. Like, something like Ember Storm, I think, could be really strong. Because the lane against Necro is not too hard.
Has to be something that is not too greedy, though.
Yeah. It needs to be able to fight early.
Yep. They got a couple of seconds left to figure out what will be their last and final pick
3
here.
seconds!
Wait, so it's Arc Warden mid. No, Arc
Oh,
It's a PPD Prophet.
Yikes.
Warden. I think you have to lane the Arc Warden mid. You guys, no flames here.
I know
Everybody
which
was so
prediction my
excited.
Bulldog's going.
Do you think they're going to adjust and put the Arc Warden mid? I think they should. It's the easiest lane for him.
Yeah, against the Necro?
Yeah. Necro can't pressure him much.
Yeah, should be fine.
And then this Mirana against the Prophet Centaur should be alright as well. I mean, I like their draft better, but it just feels really hard for their core heroes to play against the Spectre once he gets like 1 or 2 items. I'm going Nipu.
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 Yeah, this game feels almost impossible for Arc Warden. And
We thought that before, though, when there's been Arc Wardens.
I think it's going to come down to the Beastmaster,
but I
right? How
feel
much
like
you
they
can
have,
make.
like all these heroes this time around. We're also going to see a Weaver getting Ag, so the Beastmaster ult is going to be useless. So even though I don't like Prophet support, I'll have to go with NiP as well.
I'll split this up. I think TNC's
Okay.
got it. We're going to have a game 3.
All right, all right. I would like to have a game 3. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one. People in the arena want to have game 3. And I think that our commentary duo also would like a third game here in this series. How about it, Dakota and Grant?
Absolutely there, Sheaves. Like I said before, Grant and I have been blessed with a lot of dominating performances throughout this whole event, and we'd like to change things up a bit. But Grant, this is a 5-core lineup coming in from NiP. The Peter Nature's Prophet. I got to hear your thoughts on this.
It's going to be pretty tough, you know. Peter won a harder TI than Bulldog, but we'll see who can play the Nature's Prophet a little bit better.
Bulldog? All right.
Bulldog, you have anything to say?
Pop!
All right, guys, I'm going to be listening. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. All right, Grant, this is the time. It's elimination match for TNC. They need to get a win here to stay alive at the event. NiP would love to just coast through and finish out tonight with a clean 2-0. Are we going to be going to a game 3?
It's going to be pretty tough. This Arc Warden, I think God said it best. So Arc Warden just finds a way to win games. Like, this hero can be down, and then all of a sudden it's second highest net worth, first net worth. Now it just says sheep stick. Who knows? I think Arc Warden could do it, but first Spectre Centaur, we're going to find out. And yeah, there you see Mind Control with the dominating performance game 1 and back for game 2 on the Centaur.
People in the house can certainly appreciate good Dota when they see it, and we'll see if we're going to be in for yet another back-to-back performance from Mr. MC on that one. As we see mild trades to lead things out.
Yep, the biggest hero, Beastmaster, that hero. We just haven't seen him forever. I'm interested. He already has Book 1 queued up. I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen like these pub builds, the Book 1 and the Solar Crest kind of builds, utility. You get a Blink Dagger as well.
So is this like some sort of like Zookeeper steamroll lineup? 2 books possibly happening within the same team?
It feels like it. It's either this Spectre gets farm early, wins the game, or TNC could just run over him in like 20, 25 minutes. We'll see. And that's what the Nature's Prophet's for. He might go down here. It's him versus Cuckoo.
Okay. You're able to shove him back. Cuckoo, a lot of damage. Peter trying to make it away. Turns around and hits him in the face.
That's why you don't claim the PPD Nature's Prophet.
Dang.
Gets the first blood. And, dude, the Blightstone Nature's Prophet with those Treants. The Treants do 36 damage at all levels. You only get 2 of them, but that's 72 damage with just 2 hits.
Obviously not a new thing. I'm trying to remember when this really started to surface, that old 4-position, like lane bouncing, Blightstone, aggressive Nature's Prophet.
About like a year ago or so. I want to say it was actually Cole when Swindle would pick it up for Z-Freak and all that. Misery as well used to play it a while ago on EG when he was still on that team. So it's been a bit, but it's back. And the high base damage, the Blightstone. Now he has a full stick Ring of Protection because that first blood.
Yeah, going to be a bit of a nuisance there. But of course, we're going to be watching Peter and the Nature's Prophet under the magnifying glass because, well, we haven't seen him play it a whole lot. Though I'm sure he has plenty of experience. He's typically one to random in a lot of his pubs, so I'm sure he's kind of been through the whole roster at this point. And he's
look at this. He's
well-versed, but
he's just 2v1ing him right now. They both have under 50% HP again.
Has to be cautious not to hand over too much gold with those Treants. Not able to get the deny on that one. Good snipe right there from Tims.
Yep, and Blackout, he wanted it's this Arc Warden versus Necro middle. Arc Warden should do decently. Actually loses on the base damage, but his levels up, obviously these skills, you get something like a Flux on Necro. He can't just run away. Like, this is one of the few heroes Necro can't just Ghost Shroud and run away. That Flux will just eat him alive.
You have to be cautious, though, of incoming rotations, let's say. I mean, Peter could have he's got teleportation now, so anytime he likes, they could just set up right into that mid lane and look to go for an opportunity. Gabby on the Arc Warden doesn't have too many options to be able to, escape. No escape mechanism, really.
Yeah, you can't just get rotated on, especially by Nature's Prophet. I mean, global, I mean, they have 2, right? You have the Spectre as well as the Nature's Prophet. Once he hits level 6, you just have so much global presence on the map.
Something our panel did highlight quite a bit, that global pressure to be able to deal with Arc Warden. Certainly one trying to feel good about split pressuring any sort of side lane. Will be something to look out for here. Frisky moves we saw there in the top lane is Socks on the Weaver. Gets tossed under the tower, actually, but to be able to scooch away. Woo! Nice narrowly avoids that arrow. Good potential setup there for Armel, but Saska is on it.
Yep, and this is a 5-position Tiny. We've seen this. It's either real feast or famine. We've seen, I don't know, like Fly. Fly just struggled to play that 5-position Tiny. Like, it did not look like a hero at all. It'd be interesting to see if Ninja Boogie can actually get some farms, get some rotations in, or just dominate the lane.
See Peter now with the magic blueberry rune, the double damage. Was curious to see if he was going to get frisky early on. Tries to impose his will in this bottom lane, finds himself getting a lot of new damage. But look at it. Boom, bops him down. So much damage. Oh my gosh. One more could do it, but they're just forced to run. They're running away from the Peter, Nature's Prophet, in the lane right now. He is just asserting himself, and Ace has got all the room to work with.
Yep, and he got a free rune, right? They saw the rune wasn't top. He saw both heroes were still bottom. He just TP'd down, and he gets the best rune possible right now. And they're already 1,000 gold up. Looks like Radiant just playing lane there.
Chunks down that Mango. Okay.
Not much to do.
Fair damage, but yeah, he has his own wand, is able to Sukuchi away from trouble. And the cheeky little support Weaver is not going to be an easy bug to squish, certainly with that kind of mobility power here. And now they're able to posture up and move things forward. They force Armel back and then harass down Ninja Boogie quite a bit, trying to make them to go through as much of that regen as possible. I mean, Ninja Boogie's now out of all regen available to him, and I'm looking at Armel, it's the same for him too.
Well, looking at this middle lane, actually, top.
Okay.
Arrow does hit.
Okay, toss forward, catches him, but the Sakuchi's already there and he's long gone. Again, the support, just too hard to kill.
Yeah, it is, and Sox actually had a perfect game. I'd say he was 0-0-16. 0 deaths on a Phoenix is so impressive. It means his eggs never got killed. I just don't see position like that. And he's staying in the lane. He has this Tango's not going to leave. Wants the Centaur to get up there and plants his own sentry down, but Dire's sentry a little farther away.
Back to fizzling things out, so we see them pressure things out. Peter's back in action, about to get that level 3. He has level 3 now, and he has a Sprout. Tims has to step back and away. Peter decided not to go for that one here. Obviously, if Cuckoo chooses the Mango, has the Wild Axes, could free himself for anyone else from that Sprout if necessary, but they have to get...
Ninja Boogie top.
They're trying to make a move in. Quick snipe right there. Soxa able to get the move in and the grab while there's a little bit of frisky action as they tussle over the bounty runes. It's going to be 2 for 2.
Will be a good shrine there. Tims and Kugo both get it, but this top lane is good. I think they're losing all 3 lanes right now. TNC is top lane is going so well. Middle, I mean, this Arc Warden is currently down 13 CS, 8 denies. It is not
Ninja
going
Boogie
well. Here he comes.
Trying to help. We saw this a bit in the last game. The opportunity is going to be not so easy. Thought sees that one coming, but looks like a mile away and just positions himself towards the southern part of this mid lane, so there's going to be no easy approach. But Ninja Boogie's still hanging there, thinking that maybe there'll be an opening, drops the ward instead, and looks like he'll take his leave elsewhere.
Yeah, that's the problem. This 5 position tiny only has boots, can't really do too much. At bottom, yeah, it's how much Ace is getting. Like PPD is, he's looking somewhere else. He's keeping behind middle. They're going for Gabby.
There it is. The call's been made. They're making their move on to Gabby here, looking to lock him inside, and boom! They send him out into the Shadow Realm.
Mind control will go down, gets the tree throw, but that middle gang, not only that, I mean, he's just dead because of the extra time added by the Necro ulti, and all these lanes going well, even though mind control does go down up top.
I mean, good heads up from TNC to recognize that pressure on the mid lane, maybe a possible distraction for even mind control, and they pounce on in and are able to at least get themselves on the board with that.
Yeah, we have seen Armel is the one farming over on the Dire side. We've seen a couple Maranas have had good games. We've seen some bad ones, but we as well see like that Yawar Beyond Godlike game. Maranas can't carry middle though again.
Yeah, they're making a move in. Soxa with that double damage, happy to sweep on in, gets an easy finish onto Tims. Ninja Boogie though shows up, toss stun combo, doesn't feel super effective. Fata's able to shrug that one up. Now they're forced to hide under the Moonlight Shadow. Gabby also gonna get forced back. They're just gonna segue this into a full-out Tier 1 push. More money in the bank for NiP.
They're just playing so well. Bottom lane, though, Cuckoo is finally bullying Ace out of the lane a little bit, and that's what they need. If you see some rotations, you got to play a little bit more aggressive and just try to get some pressure on this map. You got to free up any sort of room you can, because Arc Warden is your win condition. Like, Arc Warden will have to have farm to win this game.
Yep. And for him to have that farm, he's got to have somewhere, well, to farm on the map. Add more pressure on TNC's 4-stack. To be able to go on the move and get something going.
Man, I have not seen a middle tower drop at 7 minutes. It has been a little bit, especially first tower of the game. And there you go, Cuckoo goes down again, and Ace is just having a great game. 42-13, 1-0-1. Not sure how you even kill this guy anymore. He's gonna get his power treads. He's gonna have like 1.2k HP. Has that dispersion. We'll see. It's gonna have to be on this Mirana. Mirana has to hit some good arrows, but Mirana scouted out, actually, looking for that rune.
Hiding within that Roche pit, Peter able to use the Treants to scout her out. And they quickly go for Race the runes and then back to a trade. Credit to Saxa, of course, on that bottom trade. He has had a lot of rotations, and he is putting himself all over the place on this map, making it really intriguing. And TNC are just kind of not ready for it here. Mind control, confident to move on forward. Ninja Boogie also trying to roam for his own squad here. Hasn't been able to find as much setup potential.
Dyrus, be so careful. If someone just shows on the map randomly, bottom, man.
There it is.
Stampede,
an offensive one. They move in. They're going to send Cuckoo out. He's done for 30 seconds here. Potential follow-up looking to go for Tibbs.
Gabby's
here within the trees, hiding it out, but so's Peter. Steps in with a TP. Good, quick, E to the tree to get out from the Sprout. Now they're looking to turn it back and around, but Gabby's already so low here, and Gabby is going to be able to get that grab onto Peter, but it's going to cost him his own life. Fata will pick that one up. A trade that NiP are going to be happy to take.
Peter will die anytime for kills like that. Not only that, it's more that Armel TP'd down here. We just saw the Beastmaster die down here, and then Cuckoo died as well. That's 3 cores in 1 lane, and you lost the fight. They're going to look, can they get the toss back?
It's not going to be there. Straight up and down's not going to do it. Fata says, that's not good enough. Let's turn things around. Moves on forward, looking to go for Ninja Boogie, and with Ace stepping in, and that haunt, he cleans it up.
They're just playing so clean right now. After a dominating Game 1 performance, you're just feeling yourself, right? They came in this series, they lost just right before it. Convincingly 0-2 to VP, so.
Okay, this time, maybe an attempt for Fata.
And he's full HP.
Ghost.
Welcome to Necro.
But okay, follow up with the arrow. This should be good. TNC will get that grab.
They needed that big. Armel especially getting at 401 gold. And the bounty run's getting fought for. Who gets it? Cuckoo does. And has the bottle, so a little bit extra for him.
Credit to NiP even after. Oh yeah, can't even give him a moment here. Easy, slice in. Mind control and Saxa. Clean that one up with ease. But yeah, NiP not faulted one bit even after their first series earlier. Some experimental, unique new picks, and they continue to pull out the unique new picks even here, and this time it's working to their benefit for sure.
Yeah, it is. Vanguard comes out on mind control. This is when you got to make stuff happen, though. You know Spectre ults down, you know Necro ults down. Looks like they do want to push bottom. It's going to be Beastmaster and Miranda down here with the Tiny. You got to get this tower.
Yeah, no Primal Roar, though, no Moonlight Shadow. They're going to try to do this one the old-fashioned way. Peter's nearby, able to take out that sentry.
Looks like it'll be a 1-for-1 tower again, unless Radiant really does want to defend bottom, and they do, because we have TPs coming in. It's going to be Sox on the Weaver.
Now we have the Reaper Scythe back up and at the ready again for Fata if he finds the opportunity. There's the Sprout for Cuckoo catch. He will step his way out. Toss combo. Boom. See you later, Cuckoo.
So, someone help Cuckoo right now. Reaper Scythe twice in a row, added respawn time 15 from that level 1 ulti. And Cuckoo might actually have spent more time dead this game than alive. He's having a rough one versus Necro.
30 seconds of bonus death time just between those 2 kills already.
2 minutes, yeah.
Half a minute of farm and half a minute of no presence on the map at all. It's very, very rough, especially this early in the game when it's just so important to be out there.
Gabby actually going a different build than we've seen on Hardcore. You almost always see Book 1 into this Midas. Instead, he's going straight up Midas first, and oh my god.
Oh, Dota Plus has made its decision and says that this one's already over, folks.
The AI has decided this game's over, and oh my goodness, that is...
All right, TNC, let's see if you can kind of change the tide, change the wages here from Dota Plus. They're on the move. They have the setup. The Primal Roar's ready. They're smoked out. There's an Arcane Rune right in front of them if they want to pick it up, and they do. And it looks like they may cross paths with Ace here. He's just around the corner. They see the smoke pop. Armel knows someone's nearby. They're pinging it out now. Ace is going to walk right to them, but are they ready? They have Soxa nearby, and now it's very awkward. And Armel's going to have to step out, even using the Moonlight Shadow to get a safe escape. Or is it a new approach? Well, Cuckoo was, I guess, there to kind of give him a safe run around. And maybe a new approach to the bottom lane, but 7K of that with advantage already. Okay. Oh, but he's got the sentry.
And a hood. This guy is very unkillable. No. Cuckoo might, no, not again. Cuckoo. He doesn't have ulti this time,
no Reaper Scythe, but Cuckoo seems to be going back 6 feet under yet again. Armel's going to be forced to leap out and away.
This bottom lane, I mean, you normally think about your safe lane. Oh, tower's going to get pushed in, you're going to lose it, but Fada's not giving up this bottom tier 1. and he is fine just sitting down here with a hood. He almost has a blink dagger and 200 gold. And that's good. They're going to be able to get on top of this. That's another way to get on top of Arc Warden, right? You have the Centaur, the Spectre, both ultis will get on top, and now you just have a Necro who can blink into the bubble, hit you with the ult, hit you with a few right clicks, you're dead.
Yeah. He's got his blink. Sen's going to have his blink soon. Says not going to get any easier for TNC.
Just a dominating series right now for NiP. Obviously, it's not over yet, but this Arc Warden, get happy with that Midas, about 400 gold off. And they're playing behind the Arc Warden. They know they want to gank it. Cuckoo's here. We'll see.
Okay, let's see. Moves being made for Fata now. Primal Roar is going to be there. Arrow also finds its mark. Leap in. Starstorm. They get it done. But can they get away without too many casualties? That's the question here. Armel hiding within the trees to be able to make it away. He got hit with the urn, though.
Soxa wants to go.
He wants to get that finish. The Flux hits him. He's going to eat a lot of damage. Does have the time lapse and is going to have to step out and away. Still hits him with that urn, though. Soxa, though, in a bit of trouble. There's a nice drop. And that should get the finish. Or it will it.
Oh, they're chasing.
He's running all the way. There's nowhere to go, sir. They finally get him.
They do finally get him. Nice play by him, not giving up all the experience, though, so... Still?
Yeah, credit to Soxa. Yeah, he makes that space, so it's there. He's giving him as little as possible, even for that. Making him work so hard, even for just the support Weaver.
Yeah, but that was a good play. You knew something was going to be up. Like, there's just this Arc Warden farming middle, just sit behind him. Cuckoo not having the best game, but he sits in the right place, right time, and you get a nice double there.
Yeah, I was going to ask before when you acknowledged that Gabby's doing a bit of a different build. Is it just because Beastmaster looks to be going for a book himself that Arc Warden's like, I don't need... see necessary?
I don't think so. It feels very weird to me. There's about to be a fight. A lot of Moonlight Shadows there, but they just back out. It just feels like he wants to accelerate his farming. Quicker, he's not going to push, but that book 1 helps you farm the jungle, so I'm a bit surprised to see him skip it.
DD top, and it's going to be grabbed by Soxa. Nope, never mind. He doesn't care about it.
I don't want it. Spectre's going to go for it.
Yes.
Ooh. No Haunt for 30, though, so can't really use it too well. Unless they're going to go for a Roche. All right, well, the Treant's tanking for you.
Early Roche grab. It is worthy to note that TNC have been trying to scrap some good farm, and it was an 8K advantage just a moment ago for NiP, so they're cutting it down a bit.
Look at how quick this Roche goes down with the double damage. I mean, they don't have the best Roche lineup, but this quickly with a DD, and it's just gone. No rotations. You can't even do it.
No,
they're coming over now.
Yes, they are. It's too late, though, obviously. Aegis is already complete.
And he has his ulti up now on the Spectre, too, with the double damage still.
Good to burst down the clone here of Gabby. The sweep on 4. Now the Haunt comes out. They're chasing in. They're looking to go for the grab. Cuckoo.
Oh, he's alive.
Able to survive through this one. Beautiful turnaround setup from Tims, though. Will get at least Soxa. Yep. Just a one-man drop, though. And NiP will hold their Aegis still.
Yep. You see NiP feeling very confident with that Aegis and their gold lead, but Winter Wyvern who can just turn your teammates on you and does it right there. They're going to have to watch out for that all game. He almost has a Glimmer Cape up as well now, so this Winter Wyvern should be able to put in a bunch of work. He's just been sitting top, just farming, pushing out the lane.
Mind control with an Invis rune here.
He wants
Spot out Tims, yeah. They could think it's safe. They have their own obs in their own jungle here, thinking that nobody is around with the exception of Peter's little Treants. He's going to try to safely push out back in the lane, but mind controls.
Here now.
Let's get this guy. Boom. And, well, that one's easy. Tims is going to be taken out. Good grab from NiP. Good setup for mind control to scout things out.
Armeldo bottom. Just farming, just picked up the Maelstrom. Can farm a lot quicker, actually does some damage in these team fights as well. We've seen TNC, they're playing on the back foot, but they're fine still taking these team fights. As long as we saw Spectre and Centaur ulti used, and TNC won the fight 1-0.
Rotations to top. Tower goes down. Blink for mind control to safety out.
No.
Fought a narrow escape. Peter, though, not going to be so lucky.
Oh, man.
He will be the man left behind, but between all of those potential targets, I imagine Peter is happy to be the one to take the sacrifice.
Yep. But tower goes down, and you know they're getting a little bit of farm on the map now. As the game goes on, Arc Warden, this isn't like last game where this Spectre is just never going to catch up. Arc Warden actually has catch-up potential. Already in 3rd place now, almost in 2nd on the net worth, and even though Spectre does get on top of that Arc Warden pretty good, I mean, once Arc Warden gets that sheep stick, it becomes so much easier. Obviously, that's still 15, 20 minutes down the road, but
and that might be a decent power peak for sure.
Yeah,
I would be concerned though for NiP's support staff. I mean, Saksa, as we all know, is able to somehow accumulate ridiculous farm, and he could get that ag sooner than you think. And just when there's a heavy firepower by TNC, they'll realize that there's going to be second lives on NiP. TNC on the move, smoke through the river, spotted from above.
Mind control.
Scouted within, calls Stampede, wants to move right in and go for Ninja Boogie, finds himself face first with the stun, but they're going to turn things around and get the finish on Armel with that Reaper Scythe. And then the follow-up, Peter gets the finish on Tim's, and they will also clean up Cuckoo. NiP taking names in this bottom lane.
Yeah, good God. Armel leapt in, looked like he wanted to go for the Centaur. His life was gone like two. I actually didn't even see. He just died in like 2 seconds. It's like, I'm going for the aggressive play. I'm going to get him. And then he just dies.
They got 3 kills, a tier 1, and possibly a tier 2 on top of it. They already got the top 2 towers. There's only 1 more outer tower left at this point.
They just don't do damage, right? You have the Crimson Guard on Centaur now. You actually just almost don't do damage to this Radiant team when that's up. This Tiny, that's the problem with position 5 Tiny. He doesn't have any farm. He doesn't have a blink for about 800 gold, and that's why it's 19 minutes in. A position 4 Tiny would have it by now, but you put him on the sacrificial role, and he just isn't as potent. This is your first pick hero.
Yeah. And by the time he's able to kind of do his heavy burst combo, NiP are just going to have a whole lot of extra utility, and the options on who he can burst are just not going to be nearly as easy.
At least Cuckoo needs to at least get his book one. He needs to be pushing really quick, and they're going to go for the
sneak
fake
across.
Smoke gang.
Is there a sentry? I don't think there's detection, but NiP are doubling back and hanging around their shrine where they feel like it could be safe to totally evacuate the area. Very suspect of something going on.
Like that play by TNC, you just use your Moonlight Shadow, you get both bounty runes still at least, and possibly a kill. You have to do something like that, because they are on the ropes already 20 minutes in.
And it's
Bot ulti in 10, so get ready to see somebody blow up and be sad.
Bot ult. 30 seconds though before the haunt will be up if they really want to kind of have all their stars aligned.
A lot of people sitting behind Armel. I like this. I know it's not the most efficient, but you've got to protect Armel.
Yeah, it does mean that they're going to be hindered a bit on the farm for those supports still, as NiP take most of the map. I mean, even Peter's getting plenty of farm in this game. He knows what he's got to do on a Nature's Prophet. He's adding that side pressure in this top lane, forcing TNC to be pulled apart and not able to hang around all their core.
Who does do
Jump in, stomp, all for the clone. It's good money though if they can get it.
Like they can. This is the problem. We've seen Soxus so much. Almost only 1,500 gold away from that Ags now. Level 13, obviously, with the EXP gain talent. Just levels so quickly. And just going to sit bottom, right? We see the Winter Wyvern for Dire sitting top, and now we see the Weaver sitting bottom. That's pretty much how it's going to go.
The lanes belong to the supports to farm up. Ace has the jungle to work with. And then as Fata farms his way through the mid lane, Mind Controls is constantly moving around, looking for setup potential for his team. And they're back on the prowl again. We have a smoke, we have a deep dive movement coming to the bottom, where we see Ninja Boogie in lane, tussling a bit with Saksa. Saksa thinks that this is the time to go, and there's the Stampede call. They jump in, and they will quickly break down the Rock Man. There's the Reaper's Scythe to put him under for over a minute now.
A minute and 21 minutes as a position 5 does not feel very good. I'm curious, will they just push in this bottom, or are they just going to pressure bottom top lane, maybe going to the base? It feels like NiP, they're fine just farming. Like last game, right, they were up 30k and they still weren't really pushing the base. They're fine just slowly pressing their advantage. Nothing too quick.
Come to certainly practice for themselves. Seen many games this tournament where teams overexerting themselves or getting overzealous, coming at a price.
And this is a way different Warden build now. You go Midas, Maelstrom into the Orchids. Obviously versus that Weaver could be nice, versus anyone really, but if he's on top, he has no defensive capabilities. Like this Spectre is actually just going to destroy him, and it's a Vlad's picked up by PPD.
Wow, more utility for the Nature's Prophet. All right, add that already with the Crimson Guard that Mind Control's had for a while. The durability keeps getting that much bigger and thicker for NiP. And just as TNC's offensive tools are really starting to come online and get ready, NiP are already onto their own next phase.
I think once Armel gets this BKB as well as this Orchid on our court, they could think about like maybe grouping up, just showing one person on the map, sitting behind him and taking another one of those fights like we saw middle. But they do need those items before they can do that. There is going to be the Orchids. It's all about this BKB on Armel. He has to find somewhere to farm it.
And he's heading his way to the bottom lane, but
NiP
are in the neighborhood. And they're looking to flood out TNC. Immediate jump in just like that with the Hall to scout anyone out. There is a turnaround curse. Tim's is trying to use this opportunity to make it out, and he's good. Armel finds a spot within the trees, and he's also going to make it away. TNC do manage to escape, but it is unfortunate that their best play so far has been escaping potential trouble from NiP.
Yeah, that's nice. Ooh, middle lane it is. Oh no. Alright. And Jaboogie Cuckoo, they're actually still hanging around bottom. Possibly looking for a kill. You do have the blink on Tiny now, so you have that extra initiation.
Tiny can kind of start the party off, move in, maybe even a toss back into the arms of Cuckoo, followed up that primal roar. And with Armel nearby, it should be more than enough firepower to get anyone down from NiP's side, but the openings are just not there. NiP are not making those opportunities any easier whatsoever. They have pretty dang good ward spread. Sorry about my language, by the way. But they have a ward bottom, ward middle, and top as well in the jungle.
Tim's is going to have to be the big X factor. As we've already seen, he's had 3 good ultis, whether it's been defensive or that offensive one where he just gets the kill. I don't know. It sucks to be a 4 support and have the game rest on your shoulders, but I'm sure they're used to it.
TNC going to have to hit some dingers here if they want to be able to pull it out. Cuckoo jumps in, though, and that's the call's been made, but look who's there waiting for him. Mind control. Dishes out the Stampede. Fata goes for him, does eat a lot of damage, able to get the Reaper Scythe off, and it's Cuckoo again. Put under. Him and that Reaper Scythe have been best buds in this game. Ninja Boogie also going to get dropped. Tim's was on top of that, and it's another 3-for-0 trade for NiP.
And man, I mean, they tried to take a fight before Armel got his BKB, and it's not going to go well. It really does just feel like Fata is just bullying Cuckoo at this point. So much extra death timer. This entire game, it's 19-7 right now. It's only a 7K lead. They haven't gained that big of a gold lead, 8K now, but I mean, Arc Warden's farming as the Orchid Maelstrom. We'll see.
Fata has a heart queued up. Does commit and get the Reaver. He's going to be one thick boy.
Yeah, he is. So what game was it, though? It was during Hamburg when Fata picked up a heart on a weird hero, and they just ended up like losing the game because it was such an odd item choice. But I think on a Necro this game, it's not as bad. And it's another Roche.
Yep, Roche number 2.
It's so easy with, I guess with, you have the Weaver as well. You just have the Nature's Prophet with the Nature's Call, tank it up so the bugs go through the entire time with the minus armor.
Tim's pretty good job there with the Arctic Burn to use that advanced range to take out the wards on their turf, but as we saw, narrowly escaping potential trouble as Mind Control is always there on the watch to set things up. But that is a clean and easy Roche grab for NiP.
Was it? Didn't we just like watch this 10 minutes ago where Spectre picked up a DD, took Roche, and now has a Relic, has the DD, and they could just go in again. TNC has to play very carefully right now with the Spectre double damage.
Classic deja vu here. And maybe all really NiP need to do is rinse and repeat that bit of action here. Fata blinking on in through the mid lane. Should see Armel nearby, but quickly heads out. Still trying to build up and finish that BKB, which he knows he really needs. Mind Control has a Halberd on Q next. That right-click firepower potential, whether it be coming out from Mirana or the Arc Warden, could be hindered quite a bit. And this tier 2 is also going to be done for. Already, all outer towers taken off the playing field here for TNC. They could find themselves trying to hold their high ground line sooner than they'd expect.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they could just do it right now. You just put 4 people in that lane. Spectre can obviously get there whenever she wants. They do have very good high ground defense. You have like the tiny blink toss back on a certain hero. You have the Winter Wyvern spam out as well as axes. Like they have plenty of spam to stop these waves. But here we go.
Looking to go. It's clone, arrow out. No, it is not. That is the real deal. Arc Warden, he's out 100 seconds for that one. Does have a buyback if needed. Tims is forced to turn around with the Winter's Curse, but he cannot fly anywhere. He gets chopped down, and TNC frantically hide indoors. Buyback forced out from Tims, and Cuckoo is also going to be finished off. Another buyback, this one from the Arc Warden. He has to dip into the savings account to make sure they can hold on. But can they actually get some scrappy kills here? We're going to fight back and take it to NiP, but the weave! Sox has got the Agnum Scepter, and he's able to bail him out. Goes Scepter on the fall. NiP could take a convincing fight here and almost put him in a dangerous territory. Double bubble drop right now. Ace in a bit of trouble. Is going to be losing his Aegis here and now, and Fata also taken out of the equation.
I mean, Gabby just die-backed. As an Arc Warden, dying back right now just pretty much ends any farm you're going to have in the game. Now this feels like this game might be on the shoulder of Armel. They're going to push in the base. I wouldn't be surprised if they got 1 or 2 Raxes here because
80 seconds, yeah, without Arc Warden.
And all
no bubble or anything.
Nice job there, though. Look at that. The creeps are going to go down. 99. I mean, we saw 98% about 20 minutes ago, but it still continues to go up. And looks like Radiant. It's hard, right? Even with the Winter Wyvern dead, you see Starstorm plus Wild Axes, and those creeps do get cleared out. Dire's doing a good job, and Mind Control doesn't carry Blinken, Return Tower, whatever.
Woo.
Nice dodge.
He is the siege engine.
Yep.
Happy to reflect back the damage. Tims is like, if I tip you, will you stop?
Please go away.
Please go away. No, he will not. He does not want to stop. NiP are on a verge of trying to push their way forward and move on through this lower bracket.
Yep, and we'll see if they can. He does get the Radiance up on Spectre, has 1.2k. The Heart now on Fada. We've seen him try to go on this guy so many times, but it just hasn't worked. And now he has a full Heart. Good luck ever killing him. Especially with the Weaver Ags you talked about. This Weaver Ags, anyone who gets roared could almost just instantly gets Agsed, and guess what? Not doing anything.
All right, here we go. TNC moving with the buddy-buddy system in play now.
Spectre ulti
Mind
is up.
Control. Ooh, oversteps that one. Will miss. Follow up for Ninja Boogie. Reaper Scythe not going to get the finish, but they are still going to get the grab onto Armel. Cuckoo, weak and wounded, trying to run out and away on the back of the Moonlight Shadow, but they got the vision. They're cleaning everyone out. NiP putting on most the commanding performance already in this arena.
Yeah, they have looked so good both games, and this one especially. I mean, this Spectre Necro Centaur, and you're just ending a game at 20, 30 minutes in, and there's going to be some more bikes. You see the bubble being annoying.
They just shift over,
We'll
take
go
out
to
the other
one.
racks.
If you want to bubble this one, we'll switch right back. But the duels, will they go on him?
They trying to close this one out if possible here. Got to know that Gabby still does not have that buyback.
They should be able to kill the Tempest double this time. Nice gold there, 180 for Fada.
Kind of figuring out where they want to shift. It looks like NiP are just going to take all these winnings and walk out the other side. Man, that net worth advantage jumped from what I thought was 8K a moment ago to now 21K.
Yeah, but, I mean, those buybacks just kill you. The diebacks especially. On an Arc Warden, this Arc Warden is just not that farm. The problem is you have 15,000 net worth, but you see you have a Boots of Travel, you have a Midas. It's just dead net worth. Honestly, it does not help you in team fights at all. And there's another double damage top, by the way. It seems like, let's see if they give it to the Spectre. Has ulti up in 28, and we have seen so many double damages for the Spectre.
Move out, though, from TNC. 3-man hit squad here, trying to at least keep the pressure away from their base as much as possible to maybe stall things out. It's a dream they can hold on to. But I imagine for NiP, they could play with the clock a bit at this point, really. Stall things out for maybe the next Rocha. They want to be safe and secure. Tim's very ambitious with that ward. Yeah, gets punished for it. A little too deep there to go for a D-Sentry. This Courier also going to get dropped. Boom. Soxa picks that one up easy.
Oh, Armel. I don't think they have the detection.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Armel, be careful. 3 seconds left on that leap timing. And Moonlight Shadow also was close to expiring, but he makes it away.
Yep, and I said Armel is going to have to pick up the slack, but he is just He's just so poor. He has the BKB nails in him, but he's just nowhere near his next item.
Watch out, Cuckoo. Mind control's stalking you there a bit. TNC back out the other way. Nowhere safe for them to go. And I say it a lot, but they're restricted. They don't have too many farm options, and what they got to frantically split between like Armel and Arcward.
Well, full Eye of Scotty picked up by Spectre. Straight up 33 minutes, 4 slotted right now. He can just pop ulti and probably solo kill half the team if he really wants.
And pings are out. I mean, Peter just a moment ago was able to TP in and get that deep
Armel.
ward down, but the jump for the mid lane. Boom!
God,
wow!
Have mercy on his soul.
Just like that, you blink, you miss it. Follow up,
nice.
Defensive Winter's Curse to try to lock them in their spot, moves in from behind. Cuckoo's just throwing himself into the fight, knowing they really have nothing much left. NiP are commanding their way on through.
Pretty sure you could just, might be able to just take the Ancient if you want, but.
All right, shove in from Gabby's clone, and they'll take that as well. Move to the bottom lane. And while they're doing that, Mind Control's like, I'll get the tier 4 started, guys.
Sure, I can take both at once. I got return, but they will lose another set of racks, and they're honestly, there's an anything TNC can do.
Yeah,
they're just gonna end it right now.
Probably not the way you want to be going out in your arena debut and performance series. I can understand that. Hearts out to TNC, but yeah, you know, their best plays have been narrow escapes from potential trouble from NiP, and that can never feel good. And they're just going in, they're looking to just close this thing out. They got other things to do tonight. They want to put their eyes forward on into the next round.
There goes both the tier 4s. Ancient still stands though.
And these could be the last legs of TNC. NiP happy and willing to hang around for this.
And they're like, all right, you're not gonna take the Ancient. We'll take these megas. We'll make your life hell.
They do pop a fortification. Maybe that's enough for NiP to backpedal a bit. And we could see maybe one more potential inside defense for TNC.
Beans back out. They want to push on top. There's no reason to force it. You know, you are so far. I don't even know. NiP might think they're 40, 50K up right now. This Weaver even has a Lotus Orb. Sox has done such a good job with this series, right? 0-0-17 Phoenix, 3-2 and 16 on this Weaver.
Yep.
Always manages
move in
to
mid
find
lane,
farm.
Mind Control. It's Cuckoo. There's his saving Glimmer Cape though from Tims. Eventually bail him out, but there's Soxa moving in. Own Sentry Ward, right clicks for Tims. And there goes the Haunt, and here comes the Stampede.
Oh my god.
Tims is out on that one. Quick follow-up. The Arc Warden's also going to be gone, and that is it. It's unfortunate for TNC. Obviously a very, very tough series, but props to NiP. After dropping 2, Virtus Pro in the upper bracket, they come back emphatically for these 2 games.
Yeah, they do. And, you know, some people are like, oh, what heroes PPD gonna play? But a 4-2 and 17 Nature's Prophet, he single-handedly won that bottom lane. He was zoning him out 2v1. That 2-minute just getting that 2-minute double damage rune. It actually just got Ace a free lane. He single-handedly won that bottom lane for Ace. And all in all, NiP just played amazingly. And I think we did not see the best out of TNC. I think TNC is definitely better than they showed right here.
Yeah, it's something that TNC you're going to have to try to shake off for that one.
Still
not feeling so good.
Top 6. Top 6 is a ton of DPC points. You're moving forward. You're probably the best team in SCA right now. I mean, Fnatic did technically qualify over you for this event first, but you showed you're the far superior team. And guess what? Major qualifiers are right around the corner for you.
Yep. And for NiP, mad props to them. You know, there's been push, and a lot of these players they feel better about being able to play these back-to-back series, like you were mentioning before. And this might be why. They're warmed up and ready. They're invigorated off that VP series before, and they just take it out on TNC as if that was a mistake before.
They really do. And I know, the panel's going to have to eventually pull up an MVP, but they all played super well, so good luck to them.
We'll have to see what their thoughts are on this series as we throw it back over to the Shiva and the panel to close things out for our first day here at the arena.
What a performance from NiP, just dominating. TNC, unfortunately, the victim of that. And also, NiP is now one of a total 3 teams that have beaten Arc Wardens this tournament. Pretty impressive show from them. Here to discuss the 3rd game and the entire day as well, Black Bulldog Gods. That was pretty impressive.
Beat down. Not much of an Arc Warden, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, both games were just
Yeah.
kind of one-sided.
Like, this game was really hard because you have Prophet in the lane, which is one of the strongest laner, and you secure Spectre to have free farm. Like usually Spectre shouldn't have this kind of farm, but he just has a free game, and it makes the game so hard for TNC.
Yep, they had no space. They were maybe too greedy. We praised them beforehand on their strong laning stage, but they never really got off the ground.
No.
Yeah.
Just didn't really work with the lanes they had, the heroes they had. When you're getting pressured and a Spectre's not, that's a pretty bad sign.
Yeah, and once they started kind of getting a little bit farm, like the Arc Warden got farm and you got to the top, but then you see the strength of the lineup. You Spectre ults, you get the vision of him, you jump him, and you just kill him. It's so hard to play for him.
Where does PPD's Nature's Prophet rank for you? Top 10?
I mean, he did good in the laning stage. Then he bought a Vlad, so then it went down to 0 again.
He beats the odds as well.
0, so he's ranked above you, because you're rank 1, he's ranked 0.
I mean, if that's Australian maths, I guess.
That's how it works down there. We're a bit backwards, you know. We're still figuring it out.
I saw support Nature's Prophet had a 34% win rate before this.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So PPD upped it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really, you know, both games. I don't think TNC really had the chance to show what they're made of. The draft was just very one-sided, probably in both games as well. And I don't know, it's just hard losing like this.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's why you want PPD on your team and why he gets these kind of players to play around him. Because he's a really good draft and he makes these games so easy, it seems like. Like the draft was just really hard for TNC to beat.
Yeah, I mean, this was completely one-sided.
Yeah,
But what is like the winning condition for TNC this game? It's like Beastmaster goes completely off and like Spectre has no game.
Yeah, they need to have like really good lanes or something, because if you go late game, usually you have that Spectre or Arc Warden, like we're gonna win because we got Arc Warden, but not this game.
Yeah.
They got really good heroes to just jump him and kill him, so it's, I don't know how you win.
Yeah.
Neither did TNC, unfortunately, because otherwise they might have been able to pull it off. But this game and this series, it is a fairly new squad, and then playing on stage gives them a lot of experience. We talked to Ninjabuki earlier this tournament that he said that regardless of what result's going to happen, he's already going to be happy with the experience they're getting here.
I mean, they exceeded expectations by far, right? It's like not a bad showing at all. Top 6 at the major. Lots of things to improve on, though. But I think like this game showed a lot of their weaknesses for them. They have a lot to analyze. I think can learn a lot from those games.
Yeah. I think considering they're such a new team with a new captain being brought in, this is a result that you can be very proud of. And yeah, it sucks to lose this way, but end of the day, you got some great DPC points.
Yep.
Your team is going to keep qualifying for DPC events, so I think TNC need to keep their heads up and keep playing as a team and keep growing.
What does this say about NiP though? With 9-0-14 performance of Ace, you know, we said he had a tough game 1. He definitely showed up here. They seem solid all around. We heard the commentators. It's going to be tough for us to choose an MVP, especially based on that second game, because everybody just did their part so well.
Yeah, NiP is like, they're looking pretty strong. People were like question marking how good they were coming into this, but you know, when they play against these like slightly weaker teams, they just dominate them. It feels like they play against Pain, as we mentioned, like 4-0, and once they get go against these like really strong teams, that's when they like kind of struggle real hard. Like VP and Secret LG is going to be a big problem for them.
Because it's very hard to actually outdraft these teams, I feel. They're very stable in their approach of drafting, and when they don't have an outdraft, I feel just, you know, it doesn't go so easily for them. Usually just win by outdrafting them.
Yeah, because the other drafters are so good.
Yeah.
And you see TNC here, they're not sure how to play Dota sometimes, honestly.
All because of the draft from PPD, and we said it was tough choosing an MVP. We did it anyway, especially based on that first game. It went the way of Mind Control, who played incredibly well, especially that first game on the Axe. This is a guy coming in as a stand-in, not played with any other team. I think, was it Liquid his first real professional team? I think so, right? And then to all of a sudden come in, play under a different captain with a different squad, and performing like that is impressive.
You can't mess with Ivan Ivanov, honestly. He's the best player of the team as a stand-in. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. Are you not flaming the rest of the team? Because we just did hype up PPD. His drafting was incredibly impressive. That's the reason why the players are allowed to shine the way they did. This is some player perspective from Mind Control when he was playing his Axe.
Those calls, he just makes it look easy.
Yeah, he does.
Like, meanwhile, we have other top tier 1 pros playing offlane Axe and missing calls. You know, this is just a great showing.
Blind calls like that.
Whoa,
Another one?
Another one, yep. Mind Control coming through.
Makes it look easy.
Yes.
Easy.
It's great to see him. Like, I think they found a good niche with him, putting him on these big playmakers. Let him start these fights. He's showing on Liquid this is where he can shine, and I think PPD's found a great way to utilize him on this NiP squad.
I think they're focusing a lot more on giving him a good start too now, whereas before they wouldn't really pay too much attention to him because they know he can make these playmakers work and just make space for the heroes they actually needed later on.
Yeah, it seems to be a really good fit, which is, of course, great news for NiP as they are moving forward. And I believe we also can have a little chat with the man of the match, PPD. Congratulations.
Thanks.
On that series.
Man of the match? Does that mean I'm the MVP? I thought Mind Control was the MVP.
Mind Control was the MVP,
okay.
but you made him look great.
Second man of the match.
Yeah, you are the enabler.
More like fourth.
Come on, man.
PPD, that series looked very dominant. So dominant even the win probability for you guys at minute 12 there in that game 2 was 97%.
Oh, did Valve tell you to say that?
That's what we saw on the screen. Did it feel like that? Like how was that series for you guys?
The series went, I mean, it was a sigh of relief. I think that we believed that we were a better team than TNC, and I think we proved it. So looking forward to getting another chance against the best 3 teams in the world tomorrow.
Yeah, I also have some panelists with me that would love to ask you a few questions.
Best 3 teams in the world tomorrow. Who are those best 3 teams that you're reversing?
I may have been quoted in Twitch chat today saying that Secret, NiP, and Evil Geniuses were the best 3 teams, but that's obviously not the case. I think EG is really good, and I expect them to beat LGD, and I'm looking forward to playing them again. And then I think that we'll probably see, I have no idea between VP and Secret who's going to win that one, but it'll be a good match for sure. I think it's the new Liquid VP rivalry, I think, of this year.
And you've been playing really good recently, and you can beat most teams here, but there's always been a brick wall when it comes to VP. Why is VP so hard for you to beat?
Well, I think that even if I don't know, I mean, I think that we were outdrafted in both games today, and I think on top of that we were outplayed, and we have been playing really, really well this season, but we make like very coordinated plays, especially like around these new bounty runes and objectives, and we're very coordinated, but when you play against these top teams, they are also really, really coordinated, and they make plays around these bounty runes as well. And these weaker teams like TNC and anybody that's not in the tournament anymore, they don't make these same kind of like creative plays that these top teams are doing right now. So we just need to get more experience playing against other top teams, and hopefully take some games.
Yeah, just a quick question from me, and I think it was the second game against VP? Or was it the first game against VP?
Game 1 against VP.
It was game 1 against VP. When you last picked the Razor into the Terrorblade lineup, what was like the thought behind that? Because we all thought it was very iffy.
Well, I mean, we lost the game, so maybe you guys were right.
Fair enough.
I think that there was other problems in that game that led up to that pick being something that we felt like was the best option. So I think there was probably mistakes earlier in the draft that led to that. But I think that you saw that when we picked OD in game 1 versus TNC, like these heroes that people have forgotten about, they're not bad. You just need to wait for the right situations to use them.
You mentioned like a sigh of relief with how straightforward this series went. Did you get nervous after losing 2-0 and not really having that competitive a series against VP? Like, how do you spend that hour of time as well between games?
Not really. I think we were just hungry, so we were just getting some food and taking a little break. But no, we weren't like nervous going into TNC and stuff. I think that we were pretty confident that we were way better than them. VP is a different beast in and of itself. I felt like today maybe I could beat them, but I was really wrong.
Well, let's hope you'll have another chance later on in the tournament. And I'm looking forward to see you guys play again tomorrow. I know it's been a long day for you and your team, so I'm going to let you head back.
Wait, quick.
Yeah, sure.
Bulldog, how's my Furion?
We talked about it on the panel. It was you bought Vlad, so I don't respect you anymore.
What should I have bought? What should I have bought?
You buy Necro and kill enemies.
Necro book on support. Okay.
Yes.
Nah, okay. I'm gonna go now. It's nice talking to you guys.
Thanks, Peter. I mean, he won, Bulldog. He also is a TI winner.
You just got disrespected.
You got
by
disrespected.
PPD.
You didn't tell him the whole truth, though. You said he played really well at first, and then he bought flats. So you should have, motivated him a bit first.
I'm scared of PPD. He's
should
got the
be.
killer eyes.
He's gonna get you now.
Yeah, I know.
You scared?
Yeah, you just said I was.
I'll help you.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a look at the brackets because we've had a full day of Dota 2. We had 3 matches, and one of them was an elimination match. We said goodbye to TNC Predator just now, and earlier today we had 2 upper bracket semi-finals. Team Secret and Virtus Pro are now in that upper bracket finals that will be played tomorrow. But tomorrow first, there is another elimination match. We're going to start the day off with EG versus PSG.
Oh boy.
LGD.
That should be good.
It should be good.
Really good.
That's what we said about Secret LGD2, though.
No,
It wasn't very good.
I don't know. I think that the doubt has always been there for that series.
So it should be good. Isn't guaranteed going to be
It
good.
should be good on paper.
Yeah.
Lots of Arc Warden bans.
Too much. Both of those. Well, EG loves Arc Warden, so
Yep.
now LG learned a lesson. Like, okay, let's just ban it. We tried against Secret, didn't work out well. Let's ban it.
No surprises, I think, in terms of results. Maybe surprised that everything was 2-0.
Yeah, I think maybe people expected some of the series to be a bit closer, particularly that LGD series. I think even for me, this TNC and NiP series I thought was more of a closer 50-50 matchup, but that was not the case at all. PPD, yeah, he had their number.
He really did. And the fact that he is more relieved than, happy with his performance, as in proud of victory, is already saying something. Final thoughts on today, Bulldog, Black?
Black?
Let's go Secret.
Really? That's it?
Secret doing well. I mean, they just got their Arc Warden. So we got to see if one of the best teams could deal with Arc Warden. LG couldn't. So from now, I'm sure we'll just see bans on that hero.
Ban Arc Warden, ban Morphling, then you already kind of
Ben Centaur?
drafted into a corner against Secret, it feels like. If you have to ban these must-ban heroes, it's rough.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's just see whether VP figures it out or not.
They will.
Well, that is a story for another day. That is a story for tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be back. Another 3 series will be played then. And it will all kick off at 11:30. That is Kuala Lumpur time, of course. And we'll see you back tomorrow for more of the Kuala Lumpur Major.